Let your intuition figure out situation. Respect yourself before you wreck selfless to fit in. The outfit looking cool, but you feeling so bad within. Don't defile your morals, be the plural following. People, hold on to the truth and don't fall for everything. You must hold on to your faith just like you holding your phone. People, hold on to uplifting words, not to painful ones. People, hold on to the God of God and King of Kings. You must hold on to something substantial and enduring. People, hold on. Let nobody diss you, young queen and king. You must hold on.
That's right. You gotta hold on.
People, hold
You gotta hold on real tight.
Don't wait for no one validation.
Welcome to Friday Night Live again, Mishpachah. Let me know if you can see my face clear, if you hear my voice. Let us know. Yes, loud and clear. All praises, all praises. Shalom, Rebbe.
Shalom, Brother Shay, and Shalom, Mishpachah. Shalom, shalom. Well, welcome back to another Friday Night Live, and greetings to each and all, and thankful to be here with you all again. Looking forward to tonight's broadcast. Tonight is Brother Shay's night to tackle some things, and I am sure he's going to bring some interesting things for us to look at, especially in these times that we live. So greetings to our families down in the Caribbean. Shalom, happy Friday Night Live to you all, and the Mishpachah over in South and Central America. Hope you're doing well. Over here in these divided states of America, greetings to you all across the border in Canada. Shalom to each and all. In the UK, shalom. In Africa, in Europe, Middle East, the Far East, and every island of the sea, we greet you all by saying shalom and welcome, welcome, welcome. Quick note, I'm sure everyone received the email about tomorrow night. We're going to be going live on the prayer line. Use the prayer line access information, right? Use that for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, which is the same time as tonight. But tomorrow night, we're going to have a hangout where we all can see each other's faces and just have a conversation about anything, right? We're not going to have any particular subject. We're just going to talk, just hang out, talk, see each other's faces, and just see where it goes from there. And I want to do this a little bit more regular so we can have time, because all we have is ourselves, all we have is ourselves. People have shared their interest and concerns about not having anyone in their neck of the woods that they know of. And sometimes a person may be in the same state, country, village, whatever, and you don't know this, but you're right here on this gathering. And so it'll be a great opportunity for us to let loose a little bit and get to know each other a little better. Hallelujah. And all I'm asking for is manners, right? Try to look as decent as possible. Manners in the sense of when you come on with your cameras, that there isn't a bunch of noise. Just be considerate, because sometimes people got all kinds of events on top of events, talking about different things, or your family members just talking and it doesn't come off so good. So that's all I'm asking, all right? We don't want it to be the last time. We want it to continue. Hallelujah. So without further ado, we'll ask our elder to open with a word of prayer, and then Brother Shay is going to get started. Hallelujah.
It is a good thing to give thanks. Eternal Father, in the name of our soon coming King, Yeshua, we thank you for the day spent, that you protect us, take us out bring us back home safe. We thank you for the prayer, the teaching ministry, the brethren here, there, and everywhere. Tonight, Father, as we all come together to listen to your words, we ask you, Father in heaven, if there is anyone that is not supposed to be on this program tonight, that may remove them, that spirit. Allow your blessing to flow through fluently. We pray that thou may bless our teacher, Brother O'Shea. Speak to him, through him, and also Brother Yana. Likewise, we pray that thou may bless him. Remember our reader. We pray that thou may bless our reader. Tonight, allow the words to come out fluently. Brother Josiah, that as the words come out, we all will hear the words and we'll give you thanks and praise. We praise you, we bless you. Help us to enjoy the teaching tonight as we hear the words, and we will enjoy it and give thanks and praise. Through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder.
Welcome.
Amen. All right, Mishpachah. Again, welcome to Friday Night Live. Tonight we have an interesting topic tonight. It is called When They Have No Choice. When They Have No Choice. And you may think to yourself,
what does that mean?
yeah, what does that mean when they have no choice?
Who's not having a choice? Is it us or who?
Well, this would pertain to the other nations out there. To other nations and to those Israelites who have decided not to follow the Torah. The ones that want to rebel against the Most High's words, because the Most High has already put his plan in place already. And we have talked about this numerous times. But tonight I'm going to give it a different spin where you're going to see some interesting things, okay? When they have no choice, the spirits demand, and they do. So when the spirit is telling them something, they have to do it. They have no choice but to do what the spirits is telling them to do. And we're going to see some of this tonight. So hope you have your notepads and your pencils. There's going to be some interesting notes to take tonight. Before we start, I want to open up with the book of Romans chapter 6. Romans chapter 6, just to kind of get a little context of where we're going. And we're going to read verses 16. Romans 6 and verses 16. All right, shalom, Brother Josiah.
Shalom.
All right, you're going to read verses 16 for us.
Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourself servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey.
So what the word is saying here, that whoever you decide to serve, that is who you're going to obey. Know you not that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom you obey. So you basically become servitude to that voice or to that power that's over you, that you are serving. Continue.
Whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness.
So it goes both ways. We serve the Most High, so we are obedient to the Most High. We listen to his words, his voice, and we follow him. In opposite to that, the other nations and rebellious Israelites, they serve the devil and all of his fallen to death, to disobedience. And we're going to see some of this tonight. So I just wanted to kind of set the precedent so we can have some understanding when it comes to servitude, the voices that are in their heads, and the reason why they serve, that they have no choice on what they're doing. So tonight, Mishpachah, we are going to answer the big question. You know, we always have a big question in the back of our head. Why? Why? You know, we ask this question all the time. Why do the heathens rage? Why do they do what they do? Like, you'll sit back and you'll just see them doing things. Yeah, they're doing things and you're just looking at it and you're shaking your head like, I can't believe these people are doing this. I can't believe they're saying this. And it just amazes you. So even though we answered this question tonight, Mishpachah, we will still find ourselves asking it. Yes, Elder. We just shake our heads and ask the Most High to come quickly. So this is all we can do. We can just shake our heads and says, Abba Yah, make the time short and come quickly. Because we ask why, and the answers are right there in front of us, okay? And I'm going to show you some of this tonight. So before we get into the juicy stuff, we're going to get into some Torah stuff first to kind of set the stage so we can have some understanding to see what these heathens are doing. So Psalms chapter 2 and verses 1. Go ahead and read that for me, Josiah.
Why do the heathen rage?
Uh-huh.
And the people imagine a vain thing?
So why does the heathen rage? This is what David is asking. It's a very important question, because don't forget he was a shepherd boy. He was a general, captain, psalmist, and then he became king over the nation. And he have seen, I would say, every aspect as much of how the heathens operate. He has seen it from every angle. And he have to ask him this question, like, these people are never content. Why are they always raging? And the people imagine a vain thing. So imagination plays a big part in all of this, okay? Genesis 6 and verses 5.
Okay. And Elohim saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
So every imagination was just only evil continually. This is what we have experienced with these people. They eat, sleep, they wake up, they dream. We've showed videos on this. We've talked about this in several classes, right, Rebbe? And we've just seen how these people, like, they'll find a dead body, pick it up, and then they will extract the virus out of it and try to figure out how this virus works.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than trying to burn and kill that thing, they want to find out how it works. You were saying something?
Yes, years ago we did some classes on that, but years ago they were looking at the Russian tundra, where it's like a wilderness of snow and ice and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to go under the permafrost to find creatures that died and the different viruses so that they can learn more about it and see how they can use that to help mankind. And the absurdity of that idea makes no sense. A virus is designed to do one thing only, and that's to kill. Cancer is just there to kill. These things are there as a result of man breaking the instructions of the Most High, and trying to reconstruct these things makes no sense. But to them, for some reason, as you said, they are, as the word says, they're hell-bent. They have no idea why they are driven like that. They can't explain it, but that's the direction that they tend to go. And those of our people that subscribe to that train will find themselves going off the rails when the time comes. And our Elohim has warned us countless times over and over and over where we should be and how we should live our lives. And so, I hope that our people will learn something tonight from this.
Continue, Brother Josiah. Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 14.
I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit.
All is vanity and vexation of the spirit. So when King David was writing that these heathens imagine vain things, we understand that imagination is just pure wickedness. And the vain things are all vexation of spirit. This is what his son later on came and find out with all the wisdom. He looked under the sun and he just shook his head and says, it isn't worth it. Just with all of the works that they have been doing. It's all vanity and vexation of the spirit. Now let's see how the vexation of the spirit works. Let's look at verses 6 of Genesis 6.
Okay. And it repented Yahuwah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
And it grieved him at his heart. So that grieving that the Most High had at that time was a vexation of spirit, because if you think back, Mishpachah, this was the perfect time. No sin on earth, beautiful, perfect time, and here comes the devil in the garden, and the end is history. We all know where it ends up from there. And it just trickled down to the point where everything that these people were doing was just wickedness. So it hurt the Most High in his heart. Isaiah 63 and verses 4.
For the day of vengeance is mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
So vengeance, Mishpachah, is coming. The Most High is going to come back and straighten up all of this mess. And we won't have to worry about the wicked things that these people are doing. We won't have to be scratching our head and wondering why the heathens rage anymore. Because the earth will be given back to the righteous, and we're going to have righteousness in authority, and won't have to deal with any of that nonsense or that mess. All right, so we're not going to pull up these verses here. I'm just having it here for you guys to do the homework. Go and look it up. I've talked about this many times, but it's just to continue so you can see and connect those dots. The Most High placed other spirits upon them. Who is the them? The them are all of those that are not keeping the Torah and all the heathen. Okay, the Most High placed other spirits upon them, because you have to understand that when you go to Jubilees 15 and verse 31, it tells you the Most High selected this group of people, special nation, and only his spirit is placed upon them. And the other nations have other spirits placed upon them. We've seen that before. Now, when it comes to our people who has rebelled, the Most High has given them over to a reprobate mind. And now those other spirits who are upon those other nations now attach themselves to the rebellious Israelites. This is how it all connects, okay? So when they are born, when these heathens are born, they will not adhere to anything righteous. Because the psalmist again, David is saying, as soon as these people are born, they're estranged. They go astray right out of the womb. It's like they come off the bed crying and running. Their feet hit the ground, and they just start going straight into wickedness. We see it all the time. You say, why do these people think this way?
There's a rock song called "Born to Be Wild."
Yeah,
one of those biker songs or something, right?
Born to be wild.
Yeah, and for them it makes sense. But real quick, Brother Shay, I'm not sure if this is Pastor Roach that's in the room or not. It says A Roach, so I'm not sure. Is this Pastor Roach that's in the room? I noticed you said shalom to everyone. My reason for calling him up because I've been trying to reach him quite some time. And,
Well, it seems like he's in the room.
And I'm not sure if he's just avoiding responding to me or what's going on. But just for the record, if it is Pastor Roach, Pastor, I've been trying to get you. I see that you're reading my messages, but you're not responding. So I need to have a chat with you whenever you have some time. Okay, just let me know. So Born to Be Wild is definitely something that is embedded in them. And I remember years ago in my studies, after seeing all the research, and for some reason when you accumulate all of the world history and you sort it out by nationalities or people groups, you'd find an overwhelming amount from these heathen. That's all that they're meant to do. They're good at calling out other people and saying they're cannibals, they're this, they're that. They're all kinds of stuff. All right, Pastor Roach, so it's you. You just have to respond, brother. I mean, I don't know But communication is something that if someone reaches out to you, just say shalom or let me know so I can know that you're receiving, because I don't know if it's you or someone else. Thank you. So yes, Brother Shay and brethren, when you put it on the scale, you can find very easily that one group has always demonized everyone else, and they are the ones who are actually doing more harm to this earth than anything else. And when I first opened the book of Jubilees and I read that part, I says, oh, it makes so much sense. It just made so much sense, because we are in church, for example, just giving an example, many of us raised in the church environment, and like, basically it's almost like you are surrounded, or you have the doctrines of the wolves, right? And then the wolves are actually telling you how bad the wolves really are, not realizing that you're surrounded with wolves. You're surrounded the same people criticizing and exposing or talking about how evil the world is are the same sets of people that are writing the laws. They're the ones that are executing the laws. They're the ones that are controlling the economy and everything else in this world, the medicine and everything else. They have all kinds of remedies, but they're the ones who's creating the problems. And the Bible told us that. Daniel gave us a overview when it says, and the book of Maccabees says, evils were multiplied when the Gentiles came in, right? And then it talked about in Daniel about the fourth kingdom that's coming about. Not just the fourth kingdom, but the other one, the brass into the fourth kingdom, third and fourth kingdom, and it was just nothing but evil. And that's what we're seeing today. So, brethren, don't feel no kind of way, right? Just embrace what the word is saying. And I know for many of us it's a little challenging because we have been raised to think very sympathetic, and we are very sympathetic and compassionate people. That's the reason why we're in captivity too, because we're always given and forgiven and so forth. So the only ones that we are hard on is our own people.
Yep. To the other nations, we want to keep rotating our cheeks, but we don't want to rotate our cheeks to our own brother and sister. So Mishpachah, like Rebbe says, born to be wild, because when we go back to Genesis, it talks about Jacob was always in the tents, learning instruction and learning skills and different things. Well, Esau was out in the field, and we know the world is the field. This is what the Bible tells us. And the Most High even went to even show that it wasn't about it being a baby. He says before the children were born, he already established all of this. So it has nothing to do with little children or any of that stuff. Previous classes, we have shown this is what the Most High has orchestrated, and this is what is going to happen. So continuing, the earth is in their control. Job talks about the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So everything is in their control. How do we know this? Because there's also a passage that says when the righteous rule, the earth is what? At peace. Is the earth at peace?
No.
So we know the righteous ain't ruling. We understand that the world have a definition or a type of good that they consider good. The Most High talks about the wicked, the wisdom of the wicked is not even good. The knowledge of the wicked is not even good. So their version of good is not good, because they can tell you, yeah, we want to give back to the earth, we want to do this, we want to do all these things, but good intentions, like they always say, starts off good, and then it ends up right at the gates of hell, because they can't help themselves. Okay, they have no choice. All right, so tonight we're going to cover these four things. 4 things right here. Okay, read the definition of set apart from me, Josiah. Set apart, right to the top.
Set apart. To designate, reserve, or dedicate someone or something for a specific, often special or holy purpose that is distinct, unique, or separate from the rest.
So I just wanted to put it here because I know we know what the definition of set apart means, but sometimes when you put other words, it kind of makes it a little more crystal clear. Okay? Designated, reserved, dedicated, specific, special, holy, distinct, unique. All these different words describe what set apart is. All right? So when we talk tonight about they have no choice, that's why the Most High separated us from them. We're going to see that. That's why we have a special diet, but they eat anything. We're going to see a lot of that. That's why we worship the Most High, but they worship everything. They will find a rock and they will worship a rock. They will find a blade of grass and they will look at that and says, there it is. That's why we have the mind of our Messiah, but they are always thinking of evil. And we're going to see all of this as we go through tonight.
Brother Shay, real quick, Ephesians 5:26 is an important piece to apply in this conversation. Because when you mentioned about the they, us versus them, one of the main definers of who we are is the Word. The Word is what makes us really different. And I know that we're not the best in keeping the Word, and that's what Ezra was. He was like in a spiritual court arguing his point that you know, why are these nations have an advantage over us when you have made a covenant with us? So Ephesians 5:26 says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. And the word of the Most High is important to distinguish us from the other nations. I don't know of too many other things. And why this is so important is because it's up to you and I to keep this promise, this oath, right? That is the important thing. It is up to you and I to make it make sense. If he's setting us apart through his word, and then he goes through all these things, but he didn't do it for other people, then are we taking him serious, or we just, like they say in the Caribbean, papi show, like just a joke, right?
Yeah.
We have to be serious about this walk. I was having a conversation with brethren, and one of the concerns is like brethren being lukewarm. When the Bible spoke about some seed is going to fall on good ground, he also spoke about other ones that didn't fall any place close to the good ground. It was on stone. People get excited. They get excited for the word. And Paul had an issue also with brethren when he would come back to the places that he went before. And when he come back, the place was a mess. And that got him upset. And one of the things he had to rebuke them. That's why we have those letters. Some of our own brethren are behaving like that. They're no different. They think they're reading the Bible, right? They're reading the Bible and reading all the letters of Paul, but they can't see themselves as the same troublemakers like in the scriptures, right? So we have to, if we are claiming to come to this marvelous light, what does that mean to you? Right? Don't waste people's time when we're talking about the truth. Don't talk about, well, I'm glad to finally arrive at the truth. What does that mean to you? Because it sounds good, right, Brother Shay? It sounds real good for the here and now. But the Most High looks, he's like running a race. It's a long, it's your whole entire life.
Oh yeah. You see the end already.
Yeah. And we have to own up and really man up and woman up, or whatever terms that is needed, we got to really mean business for this walk, because like I said, I have conversations with Israelites, and they will mention certain things to me, and I'm like, I can't believe it. But at the same time, I can believe it, because some people are not walking the thing out like they say. Right?
Yeah.
And so sanctify and cleanse it. Sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. We're the only people that was given the word. The other nations did not have that opportunity. Now tell me, you're going to take our Elohim stuff for granted? Is that why you're here?
No.
To waste time and just be entertained? Like they said in the movie Gladiator. Are you not entertained yet? Is there enough entertainment? How many classes do we have to put out and remix and everything else? Not just to satisfy people's appetite, but to really see some growth. That's the key thing, right? None of us should have to be holding anyone's hands. Shouldn't have to. We should be able to walk this thing out. That's right, Yannette. Torah life. Anyway, Brother Shay, I don't want to be preaching over your class tonight.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll sit back. All right, separated or segregated. This is what it is right here. This is the question that you have to think in your mind, because on the right you see some signs over here. This was in the past. Here in America, I'm not sure of other places, but I know this says, notice it is required by law under penalty of fine of $5 to $25 that white and Negro passengers must occupy the respective space or seats indicated by signs in this vehicle. So this is in Texas Penal Code, Article 1659, so forth in Dallas. Was a city ordinance. And this is just one example. All over the country at that time, you had segregation, right? And to some people, they would say segregation was probably a good thing back then, because our people were together, were united in doing things. But other nations were being wicked to us. Now that we're integrated, our people are so far apart that we are doing the wickedness to ourselves. Down at the bottom, you see it says Sears Department Store, 1930. I wasn't even born yet. But you see it says colored entrance and white entrance, right? All right, let's go to Genesis 25, verse 23. We're going to start there.
I wanted to have two separate pipes underneath there too.
Never know. You never know. Go ahead, and Yahuwah.
Right. And Yahuwah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So two nations are in your womb. See, today, if a woman has twins today, in the mind of our people, in the mind of society today, that's just one nation. But the Most High was preparing something long before anything could occur. And he says, two nations are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated. So it wasn't to be integrated or together. The separation started long before, okay? This ties in to Ephesians 1 and 4. Let's go there first, and then we'll come back here. Ephesians chapter 1. We're going to read verses 4.
You had Noah with his sons. He had 3 sons, and from those 3 sons created different nations on the earth too. So I don't see how they could not understand that you could have twins and they can be separated into 2 separate nations.
That's right. All right. Ephesians 1 and verse 4. Go ahead.
According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
See, so before the foundation of the world, what is the foundation? Beginning, right? That's what everything's built upon. So when you have a foundation for a house, you can't build a house unless you have a foundation. You have to have a foundation. So before the foundation of the world, he had already chosen Israel. That's beautiful, right? Continue that we
should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Hallelujah. So wanted to show that part. All right, let's go to Leviticus. Now we're going to go back over here. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 24.
But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Floweth with milk and honey.
And floweth with milk and honey. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, which have separated you from other people.
So the Most High has separated us from other people. He's the one that's doing the separating, not us. We're not deciding, we're going to pick a color. Whatever color we decide to pick, we're going to separate by colors. Green over here, yellow over here, blue, purple, white, black, red. He chose who he wanted. And he says, I'm going to pick you, Israel. And I'm going to separate you from all other people. It's the same theme. So I don't know how people can't see this. It's the same theme all throughout the Bible. Let's look at Jubilees chapter 1 and verse 24. Let's go. Let me pull this up over here. Jubilees 1 and verse 24. Let's go all the way down.
The girl says, it's the reason why every time we built our communities, they got burnt down. Why can everyone else have their own communities except us? Chinese have them, Indians, Mexicans, Europeans, all have them. In this country, Deuteronomy curses, 28 curses are real, beloved. Facts over feelings. You're right, brother. Absolutely.
Yes. We can't have our communities, brother, because the Most High told us he's the one that wants to rebuild it. He has to be the one with the strong right arm to do that. That's why you don't see it happening. All right, Jubilees 1 and verse 24.
And they all shall be called children of the living Elohim, and every angel and every spirit shall know.
So every angel and every spirit will know that we are the children of the living Elohim. Continue.
Yea, they shall know that these are my children.
My children. He could have said, the whole world is my children. But he's saying, no, these are my children. Go ahead.
And that I am their father.
So if he's our father and he's saying specifically we're his children, what is the other nations to him?
I'll let the other nations answer that one.
Continue.
In uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them.
And that I love them. He didn't say he loved the other nations, Mr. Oh. Remember the class I did a couple weeks back or a month back? Unsavable seeds. Do you remember that one? Okay. All right, let's get back to the slides over here. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8.
When the Most High divided to the nations.
So the Most High is the one dividing the nations. Continue.
Their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
So he took all the sons of Adam and he says, I'm going to separate them. I'm going to put them where? Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Why didn't it just stop there and says he set boundaries to the people? And it ended right there. But it went on and says, according to the number of the children of Israel. That means we're playing a very important role, and that everything is dependent on our existence. I remember I made a comment a long time back that if we don't exist, Mr. Picard, the world will not exist. And that's a true statement. Because we're tied to everything. We're tied to the luminaries. The law, we're tied to the law. It's a contract. It's a covenant. Not a contract, it's a covenant. Because a covenant, again, have no end. A contract has a time limit to it. And that's the difference between us and the other nations, okay? All right, be you holy. Leviticus 11 and verse 45.
For I am Yahuwah, that bringeth you out of the land of Egypt, to be your Elohim. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
So the Most High says, I brought you, Israel, up out of the land of Egypt, and I am holy, and I want you to be holy. And I put the definition earlier, set apart. And set apart means that we're supposed to be separated from the other nations. Okay? Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9.
When thou art come into the land which Yahuwah, thy Elohim, giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
So, Mishpachah, we have been scattered to the four corners of this beautiful place we call Earth. Correct?
That's right.
All right. He told us to do not learn anything, because everything that they do is an abomination. We see it every single time. Okay? Jeremiah 10 and verse 2.
Thus saith Yahuwah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Do not learn after their ways. But we love the heathens. Like they say in slavery time, we love massa. That's what they say, right?
Loves.
Like they can't get enough. Stockholm syndrome is what they call it. Until you have been destroyed, the yoke of iron shall be upon your neck until you have been destroyed. And it proves that that yoke of iron is still upon our neck, even though it has been removed. Because the mentality of our people has been destroyed. Even though you tell them, they still can't believe it. Continuing, holy and above all? That's the question. Exodus 19 and verse 5.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice, indeed, and keep my covenant.
So if you, Israelite, will obey my voice, the voice comes with what? It's not music or whistling he's doing. He's speaking words. So the words that's come out of his mouth, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? The words that he's speaking, he says, indeed, and keep my covenants. Continue.
Then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
So the earth is his. But he's saying, out of all of everything that I've created, you will be peculiar treasure. When you look up the word peculiar, what does that mean?
Special.
Unique.
Sometimes the world will call it weird, a weirdo.
Weird. Yeah, strange. They look at you like, why you always gotta dress like that? Why you gotta wear them fringes? You're so weird. Your culture is weird. Why you gotta do this? Why you can't do this? Just do what you want to do and leave me alone. Let me do what I want to do here with the Most High. But he says, above all people. Some people can't see that. It's like you have to send them back to school to understand what above and what below is, what on top and what the bottom is, what in and what out is, what's left and what's right. Because for some reason they can't understand that. Deuteronomy 7 and verses 6. These are just showing you that it's just not found in one place. It's witness after witness after witness is telling you this, okay? Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
For thou art an holy people unto Yahuwah, thy Elohim. Yahuwah, thy Elohim, hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto himself,
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he has chosen us for himself. That's a beautiful thing. You know, when you love someone or something so much that you selected, you handpicked, you say, this is mine. I ain't letting nobody mess with this or touch this. That's what he has done for Israel. All right, 1 Peter 2 and verse 9.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light.
So because we have been scattered through the four corners, a lot of us has been in darkness and a lot of us still remain in darkness. And he's calling you, Israelite, he's calling you to wake up before it's too late. Because we are a peculiar people, a holy nation. We are chosen. This is what Peter is speaking to the diaspora here. At that time when he was writing these letters, he was telling them, look, you're not Gentiles saved by grace. You are Israelites who became Hellenized. So wake up, give him the praise that you have the opportunity now. This is what we're trying to tell our people today. For some reason.
And you know, Brother Shay, there's a phenomenon happening right now where the first wave of the heathen who have acknowledged that we are the people of the book, right? Then there's another wave where they are seeing what the people who have claimed to be the people of the book, what they're doing. And now they're asking these questions. Who is Israel? Who are the real Jews? Who are the real Israelites? If you go on YouTube or social media, there's a lot of people asking that question.
Yep.
Some people they know, and they are making mention of it piecemeal. But because, and for those of our own people who have the wealth and the access to fame and so forth, they are very careful in what they're saying.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose their status because, you know, they worked hard, they played a game, they worked with Satan very good for that time, and they want to still hold on to their positions. But, you know, Moses, it was unique that the Bible says he forsake even being called a prince of Egypt. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he decided to suffer with his own people than to be considered the son of Pharaoh.
That's right.
And so that is what needs to be going out for our people. They need to know that we have a history, a rich history, and many of our people didn't care for the association or the connection with the world. We wanted to just be away from all that madness, right? Moses was one example, as I mentioned. So yes, there are people who know who we are. The Gentiles, earlier, there was a lot of videos where they were making videos talking about these people and Deuteronomy 28 and so forth and making that connection. That wave has passed. Now there are people who have seen the fruits of the people who claim to be the chosen people. Now they're questioning every single thing
that they're doing.
Yeah, and now they're saying, but the downside to that is while they're questioning, now they're trying to hold on to Christianity and says, no, Jesus came and he got rid of that Old Testament Israel. We are the new Israel. You see what I'm saying? So they're still aligned to themselves, right? But within that whole group, there are still some fragments of people who know who we are. Now, here's the thing. Remember, I said, when the people of the world see the fruits of those who call themselves chosen, what they're performing, they says, no, they cannot be the people of the book. And that's our problem. That is our problem too. Because while we're claiming Deuteronomy 28, where is our fruit?
That's right.
Where is our fruit? Yes, the world has been lied to about the fake Ashkenazim and the Khazarian people and all that stuff. And, you know, they have lied to the world for a long time, used our scrolls and done all kinds of crazy stuff. But now that you know who you are, the question is, where is your fruit? Because they're going to be looking at us no different from they're looking at them.
Yeah.
Saying, well, look at these people fruit. They're talking about their Israel. And look how they're living their life and this, that, and the other. And yeah, we could blame everything else. And that's the same. That's equivalent to the dog whistle anti-Semitism.
Yep.
You can blame the white man. You can blame this one. You can blame everybody. But are you looking in the mirror to fix what's wrong with you?
That's right.
What's wrong with us, right? How are we raising our children? What are we doing? What are we expecting from them? Right? We are afraid to raise our children. We're afraid to make that U-turn to teshuva, to repent, and to become, to return to the marvelous light of the word. I don't know what the problem is, but again, the fruit is what makes us really the people of the book.
You mentioned fruits, and I was thinking of along that lines earlier today. Of with a fruit tree, it takes time for it to grow.
Yes.
But there's a law that state if that tree is not bearing fruit, you're supposed to do what?
Cut it down.
Cut it down. And there's a time limit to that, Mishpachah, because fruit, depends on the fruit tree. Some fruits may grow within a year, some will grow 5 years. But you don't see no tree taking 10 years to bear fruit. That tree will be cut down a long time.
And hey, what's interesting about that too, Brother Shay, is sometimes we're looking at other people's yards, right?
Yeah.
And we'll say our soil is not good enough. Maybe they got better soil over there. Why my tree is not growing, but their tree is growing? Well, the thing is, right, that might be true to some extent, but you can't lay the blame at one thing. It is the care. That's why when Yeshua was about to curse the tree, the guy says, no, hold on a minute. Let's dung it. Let's do this. Let's do some work to it. And then if that doesn't produce, then we'll cut it down. But you got to investigate, okay? You can't just look across the fence and say, well, they're doing okay. What about... No, maybe you need to focus on the soil, the environment, right? That you are planted in, and you can't blame it on the environment. Do something about it.
But that's my point of saying it takes time and growth. And if you know that if this particular tree takes 4 years to grow a fruit, because every tree is different. Let's say this particular tree takes 4 years, and it's been year number 6. You're like, you double check, you triple check, you're watering the soil, the light, you move it from over here, and it still didn't want to produce. Then
you can always move it. Sometimes move it from that spot, put it in a pot. I mean, you have to invest saving that tree because it's a life, right? And you're right. You're absolutely right. We still have, that's what mercy and grace is all about. Going an extra mile to see what you can do. Maybe trim back some of the branches. Maybe you're planted in the wrong season. It could be the soil. It could be a number of things. We don't know, right? Yeah. But you have to pay attention to what's going on. And I know we're not so good at paying attention, but we got to try. Yep. We really got to spend some time and get this mindset of not having it easy and try to do some work so we can produce some fruit. But we can't keep looking over the fence, brothers and sisters. We have to start working ourselves.
That's right. So, Mishpachah, we transitioned from when we started and we talked about the Most High, that we are supposed to be separating ourselves for what particular reason. Now we're going to see that the Most High gave us a special diet, right? And we all understand that. And we see that the heathens, they want to eat anything. We're going to take a look at that. This statement that says you are what you eat is very, very true. You are, Mishpachah, what you eat. If you're eating good stuff, your body's going to be healthy. If you're not eating good stuff, your body's not going to be healthy. Now let's look at what the laws state before we start. Leviticus 11 and verse 46. Go ahead, sorry.
This is the law of the beast, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth.
So I put this particular verse here because it covers, this is coming down to the end. It covers all of what, when you read the whole chapter, it tells you exactly. So it's telling you, Mishpachah, this is the law of what type of animals we are allowed to eat, when we're supposed to eat it, how we're supposed to eat it, and all of the in-betweens. The beasts, the fowl, what is in the water, and what creepeth upon the earth. So it gives us instruction. It's not only found in one place, it's found in two places. So the good thing about the Bible is is something called witnesses. He doesn't only put it in one place. It's found in several places, okay? An amount of 2 witnesses, that's right. Deuteronomy 14 and verse 21.
Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself.
This is a law. We as Israelites shall not eat anything that dieth of itself. Continue.
Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates.
So if you have a person that is among you that is a stranger, meaning that they're not keeping the Torah, they're either of another nationality, or they may be a Hellenized brother that says, I'm rebellious, I don't care about the Most High.
Yeah. The mac and cheese brothers.
Right. Okay, you want to go down that road? Here you go. Continue, that he may do what?
That he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien.
Meaning of another nation. Okay. For you are a holy people unto Yahuwah your Elohim. Because he's telling us we are a holy people. Again, we are supposed to be separated. Exodus 22 and verse 31.
And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field.
So if you happen to be walking down the street, Mishpachah, you come upon a deer or a chicken or something out there, and you could see that it got attacked by another animal, we're supposed to put that thing out of its misery. If we can't save it, meaning heal it, we got to put it out of its misery. We cannot consume that flesh because we don't know what sickness that has entered into the body of that animal. Okay? So when it says, you shall be holy men unto me, that is what he's telling us. We're supposed to not be doing as the other nations are doing. Continue.
Ye shall cast it to the dogs.
And to the dogs is talking about non-Israelites. Okay, let's look at Matthew 15 and verse 26 to get a little understanding on that part, and then we'll come back to this. As I'm gonna show you some videos, Mishpachah, and some articles. We're gonna look at some things that is very interesting. Again, they have no choice. The spirits tell them to do it, and they just do it. You'll shake your head and says, why? You just ask the questions, why? All right, Matthew 15 and verse 26 and 27.
But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to the dogs.
See, Yeshua is talking here, and he's saying it's not good for you to take what is supposed to be for the children of Israel and give it to the dogs. He didn't say dogs, meaning other nations. Okay? Verse 27.
And she said, truth, Yahuwah, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
Because they're the ones that are picking up all the scraps. So this is an example here of when you see cast it to the dogs. See where it says and to cast it to the dogs. It's the same language in Exodus. So Yeshua was quoting the same thing that was written in the law. Nothing has changed.
Well, the nations lack the discretion that the Most High expect from us. He wants us to be different. And so with us, we are supposed to eat from one source. With the nations, they would take opportunity everywhere. And that's the mindset of many dogs. Now, some people can train a dog not to eat from other people. You could probably do that, but generally speaking, dogs will eat from any plate. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
We're not supposed to do that. Not even when it comes to the faith, the truth.
Go ahead and read the other one, Leviticus 3 and verse 17.
It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings, that ye eat neither fat nor blood.
Hallelujah.
We're not supposed to eat either fat nor blood. What does that mean, Mishpachah? Doesn't mean that you can't cook with butter or oil, like some people may believe. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about the actual fat from the animal people would actually eat. That is a thing in some cultures people do. You see the animal, there's fat, literal fat on the animal. They will actually eat that. blubber and other things, because that's their culture and their way of paying homage to gods, survival, whatever things that they come up with.
Isn't it
Science telling us that though.
Isn't it true with is it the English cuisine or is it the French cuisine that uses a lot of fats in their cooking to enhance the flavor of the foods?
The French does a lot of that.
Amy says French, yeah. Well, I have a script if you can pull it up in Baruch 6, and we'll look at verses 2, then we'll skip down. Baruch 6, which is the letter of Jeremiah.
Baruch chapter.
Letter of Jeremiah. It's the same as Baruch 6, but letter of Jeremiah.
Okay.
The next one. Yeah. One more down. Yeah. There you go. So it says a copy of the epistle. Let me start at verses 1. A copy of an epistle which Jeremiah sent unto them which were to be led captives, right? So they're like getting ready to go into Babylon by the king of the Babylonians. Let's skip down a little bit. Let's go down to verses 3. Verses 3. So when they come unto Babylon, you shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations, and after that I will bring you away peacefully from thence. Now check this out, what he said. Go down to, let's start at 4. We'll read from there. Now you shall see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Verse 5 says, beware therefore that you in no wise be like to strangers. You see? Neither be you and of them when you see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping them. Verses 6. But say in your hearts, scroll down one more, Brother Shay.
Sorry.
Say in your heart, O Yahuwah, we must worship you. This is what we have to say within ourselves, right? 7 says, for mine angel is with you. That's a beautiful thing. And I myself caring for your soul. So if the angels is going to be with us, that means that the angels is giving an account of what we're doing while we're in captivity. And he's saying, first of all, the nations got their gods. Now, you may say, well, we don't worship the idols, but a lot of things that we see today, for example, the holidays, the Valentine's Day, which is what, tomorrow? I think it is.
Yeah.
All of these things are connected to a deity that the people worship. So you may not be worshiping the idol per se, but you're keeping the ordinances, right? The scheduled ordinances that's associated with those deities. And he's saying, don't get yourself involved in that thing. You got to be separate, right? And he's saying that when you come and you see these people, don't follow them. And so we find, brethren, throughout the history, even with the apostles, this has been the reoccurring theme throughout our book. Don't be like the people. Be separate. Don't be like the people. Be separate. Even to the book of Revelations, those that keep the commandments, right, and have the testimony, these are those that will have access to the tree of life. It's the same thing repeated over and over. Now, of course, in Christianity, they believe in Revelations. They have their own version of what's going to happen. But the part that they omit, or the part that they corrupt in understanding, is the part where it says to keep the commandments, right? They will say, well, the commandments is to love everybody. Well, the Most High love enough to make a difference and to separate, right? Because when you go to the grocery store and you have a bunch of apples right in front of you, apart from the ones that's in the bag, when you're going to get your apples, you don't just open a bag and just shove everything that you want and then weigh it on the scale and say, well, I'm going to get maybe 5 pounds of apples. You pick out the things that you can see. Sometimes, I know for me, back in the day, when you pick up an apple, you can actually smell it. Today, you can't smell anything. It is almost no fragrance to the fruits anymore, right? Mangoes, oranges, you name it. But one of the things that I'm accustomed to do is to get a little smell that you can tell if the thing is any good or not. You look at it, you feel it, you run your hand to see if it's firm or it has any marks in it or whatever, deficiencies in it.
Yeah.
Right? You do that because you are making an investment. You're paying for something that you're gonna add to your life. If our Messiah has paid with his own life to add something to his life, his kingdom, he's building a kingdom. I go to prepare a place for you. And if he's doing all these things, what type of people are we supposed to be?
It's the question. That is the question. Mishpachah, it is, I'm telling you, it is something that you have to ask yourself all the time. Okay, so on the screen right here, you see the picture in the back. This is from a documentary called The Man Who Eats Roadkill. I don't know if you have ever seen that before. And what he did is he invited some people over and he didn't tell them it was roadkill and so forth, so forth. But tonight we're going to look at some things. Let's go here first before we get into the videos. Defiled enough? That's the question. All right, roadkill is rarely served. Notice what the AI says. Roadkill is rarely served in commercial restaurants due to strict health regulations, comma, but it is legal to consume in many states, US states, and sometimes featured in specialized rustic or novelty eateries. So when you think, as you know, I have a rustic restaurant and get me a nice sandwich or something, you think you're getting something that is clean. While some jurisdictions allow salvaging animals like deer, serving them professionally requires inspection, making the practice mostly restricted to niche, themed, or personal road-to-table dining experiences. So if you want a good road-to-table dining experience, you can go to these places. And you can see the guy up there on the top. He's I don't know what happened to the squirrel. Maybe a nut hit him in his head or something. He fell over. And the guy picked up the squirrel, and that's good meat. That's good meat.
And you cannot to have a conversation with a dog about why he shouldn't eat the thing. The dog will be looking at you as if something is wrong with you.
Yeah. Right.
So if that be true with an animal, a dog, right? I don't think it shouldn't even make sense for us to waste our time trying to convince them. We actually did this a video like this some years ago, Brother Shea.
Yeah, I had showed the actual video years ago, but this is even more interesting on how things have escalated. Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy over here, this is the guy right here. Let me make it bigger again. This is Mr. Cornwell. I think that was his name, but he's dead now.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
I wonder what took him out.
the roadkill. So he's showing you his spread. He got some pies over here.
Spread.
He got some foxtails and some other stuff here. You know.
He looks pretty happy. Doesn't he look genuinely happy? Like
he looks happy.
And does he look convincing? Like somebody want to be his friend? And
yeah,
you know.
We're gonna watch a couple of videos, Mishpachah, and have a discussion about it, and then I have some articles we're gonna go through to start with. So this is video number 1: fair use, fair use. I'm just make it big. All right. This is Ashton. This is in Idaho. Okay. Now that's in just one place, but I'm sure there's other places that people do the same thing. Okay. Start it back and just watch it.
Hi, my name is Vicki Smith, and I'm an extreme cheapskate. Here's my husband, John. He's a butcher. We have 10 children. 5 still live at home. There. I've always just been a cheapskate. And the more kids I have, the cheaper I've got. Okay, let's do it. If I have a project that requires real fur and I was to go out and buy that fur from the store, it's exorbitantly priced.
So, you know, these could be your lovely neighbors next door, right? Your friendly neighborhood person next door by you. And the children have projects in school to do. So she's saying, instead of going to Hobby Lobby or to go to Michael's, Joann's that's closed now, Walmart, wherever you get your fabrics from and your arts and crafts stuff from, she goes out on the streets and finds the things that she needs.
So
Here we go for roadkill. Here we go. Eat meat. Here we go for roadkill. Furs are expensive, but if you can find it along the road, it can be a lot cheaper.
it saves me.
That's a family.
That's a family. Road trip, going for roadkill.
Something's fluffy.
It's a fox.
It's kind of weird to go find animals on the side of the road that probably have bugs in them.
This one's not going to work. I think we better go.
I don't need every piece of roadkill on the road. I need something usable.
My mission was to find good roadkill on the road.
Good roadkill. Is there anything such as good roadkill?
Oh,
I know the buzzards and the vultures are upset at these people.
yeah. They broke the commandment, thou shalt not steal. They steal from the buzzards.
And if it's fresh, and good, I'm a butcher. I have no problem whatsoever eating something that's fresh and good.
When I go to find roadkill, it's to look for some high quality fur that I can use for some craft projects.
The other roadkill that we found was a bunny.
Looks pretty fresh.
It looks pretty cute.
The pelt was still good, the legs were still good, and so that was quite a find. She'll make something out of it. Maybe she'll make me a wallet one of these times.
So you go to these not only craft places, but you go to like the farm, not the markets, when they have the country, what's it called again? Not farmers market, but no, like when a town has like these events, you get together, you sell your pumpkins. Fair. You go to the fair, the county fair, and you have people selling their goods. They're like, I have this nice handbag crafted. I have this and that, and we don't know where these people get their stuff from. Okay, so let's sit back and watch.
She'll make something out of it. Maybe she'll make me a wallet one of these times.
My plan for the rabbit roadkill is to make some nice things for my family and for our neighbors.
I'm going to make these cute little purses because
Cute little
kids really
purses.
like them. Nice. We're going to sew it, and then we'll flip it inside out, and you won't even see the edges. It'll just be this cute little fur bag.
I'm excited to have my neighbors Tammy and Yoshi for dinner. Tonight we're serving barbecued rabbit and a tossed salad made with flowers that we've gathered.
Why do we need these?
We're going to make a really pretty salad for dinner, okay?
Let's go find something tasty looking.
It's so fun to be able to walk outside and know what you can pick and put in your salad, and it doesn't cost you a cent.
Now that's true to a sense if you have a real garden, but just to pick some outside the road, pesticides, cars passing, all kinds of crazy stuff. Ella says the dog pissed on it too.
Brother Shay,
Uh-huh.
you know, these are the same people or people like them that would criticize nationalities who are starving or have a deficiency of access to food and stuff like that, right? They look down on them and so forth. But look, this is TLC. This is a reputable company who have been out for years. It's called The Learning Channel, right? You're supposed to learn something. Here you got these people in a decent neighborhood, green grass. I don't see, it's not a hood, decent house. They got a fairly new vehicle, a van. So what is the sense of you driving around, right? Don't you have sufficient funds? If you can live in such a neighborhood and own such vehicles and whatnot, can't you not afford or even go, if things are bad for you, you already have those things, but it's bad, you can go to a food pantry and get food. Why do you have to drive up and down the highway to look for deceased animals?
Rebbe, I'm gonna show you something just now, okay?
Okay.
Let's finish this video here.
We're gonna have our next door neighbors over for dinner tonight.
Don't you love how all our plates match?
Why don't they match?
I'm not going to buy a whole new set. We've got plenty of dishes. You got it. When I invited Tammy and Yoshi, I just asked them to bring their own chairs. Yoshi, let's put you right next to Soraya. Then we'll put Tammy. And then what's your name? Cody, let's put you next. Okay.
I guess we might as well dig in. I've been waiting all day for this. But how about some barbecued rabbit there, Yoshi?
There goes Easter. Somebody killed the Easter bunny. Terrible. I can't eat it.
Roadkill rabbit, barbecue rabbit.
Strangely, this tastes just like chicken.
Okay, Okay, I have a little surprise for you. Can you take?
Oh, wow.
These are all things we made out of roadkill. Can you take one of those? That's for you.
I want to take one.
And one for you. Oh, Corbin, I know you wanted it.
Corbin, you don't need that.
It's just not my thing. Picking up roadkill.
So that's that one video, Mr. Picard. We have some more things to talk about.
The scary part is that they invited the neighbors. How many of you all? A sign of show of hands by putting a 1 in the chat. Have received invitation from your neighbor to come over and have a nice dinner. Huh? Come on now. You got to be good to your neighbors, right?
You don't know what people have, Mishpaka. Your neighbor's supposed to be your own kind. Yeah. We're talking about righteous Israelites, people who know. We're talking about potlucks and none of that stuff. All right, this is another video here. This is 1 minute and 39 seconds long.
The official program started about 4 years ago.
So the program you was talking about, Rebbe, we're gonna read an article just now. You know what? Let's read the article first, and then we'll watch the video. So let me just do this here. Put this down a minute. I'll have you read this article, Rebbe. Let's
make it big enough so I can see it on a tiny screen. Yeah. All right.
This is 2020, right? But I have other stuff that show this is still going on. All right. Cooking roadkill for the homeless and needy. Just read the highlighted parts.
A handful of programs around the country serve roadkill animals as food instead of letting them go to waste. This is
So
by
you
Jesse.
talked about, yeah. So you talked about going to the food pantry. Okay, let's see what it says. So go ahead and read that part there.
Those who get their groceries from North Valley Food Bank, a nonprofit organization in Whitefish, Montana, are likely to find the following things in their weekly box: gallon-sized Ziploc bags of Cheerio cereal, fruit salad, a green leafy vegetable from some sort, and a hunk of frozen roadkill meat. Yes, you read that right. Roadkill as food. What's that?
We could jump down here now.
Okay.
So this is the guy here. Well, this is one of the guys who would get the roadkill and fix it up real good, package it, and then give it to the food banks. Now, I'm not saying this happens at every food bank, but what I'm saying is be cautious to what you're getting, where you're getting it from, who you're getting it from. Know what you're consuming, okay? Because the heathens love to be deceitful. All right, go ahead and read the highlighted parts.
Since the mid-1980s, the North Valley...
So since in the 80s now, go ahead.
The North Valley Food Bank has been supplying roadkill animal meat, usually deer, elk, and the occasional moose to the patrons who rely on the organization for free groceries and meals. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you, the manager, the owner, the people who are in charge may know this, but what if there's an employee that is a clerk just, ringing up stuff, and somebody asks, "You have any meat?" "Yeah, we got some elk in the frozen in the back." I don't know if they will say, "Well, it's roadkill," or if there's some thing on the freezer that identifies this as a roadkill. Because, if somebody says, if you go into a store and you're looking for deer or elk or something, a moose, which is clean animals, right? Yep. You're thinking that there's nothing wrong with it.
That's right. All right, go ahead.
The food bank estimates that per year, the donated roadkill feeds up to 1,500 people. Some food banks have long accepted game donations from hunters, but cooking up roadkill to the needy is a more recent trend.
And this is why we cannot trust things from anyone. Like if someone goes out and says, "I go hunting and I could bring back some meat," we don't know how these people found this animal. If they club it across the head, if they just find it in a ditch somewhere, we don't know. I think you told a story last time, long time back, with your neighbor and the deer that got hit.
Yeah. I was coming home from work in the evening, and two deers. One jumped across the vehicle. The other one ran right into the side of the vehicle, smashed himself, broke the neck, and was suffering, and then it just died. Right, and down in the cul-de-sac there was a Gentile who was doing some handyman work, and he had a pickup truck. And when he saw the thing, he got so excited. He left where he was. He came to me. He says, "Are you gonna eat it?" I says, "No, knock yourself out." So he went back, got the truck, came up, dropped the thing in the back of the vehicle. It was gone. He got a whole deer for his family, his neighbors, everybody, his clan, his kinfolk. All his kinfolk, Cody and all them, got some good eatings.
Yep. Continue reading. In fact,
go a little higher up. I can't see. Okay, I see. Okay. In fact, eaten roadkill, period, whether you get it from a food bank or drag it off the road and prepare it at home yourself, is becoming more common as the number of states where it's legal to harvest roadkill for food continues to increase.
Let's see if we need anything else. Yeah, go down here.
Okay. So this person is saying on public radio, if you're hungry, you'll eat, and there's nothing wrong with it.
That's the mentality of the heathens, because this is why I went through the laws first to show you we have to be separated, what the Most High instructed. Now we're going to see the mindset of the heathens and what they are encouraged to do, because the spirits demand it. Okay, the spirits that are put upon them are allowing them to be hungry after this kind of stuff. Let me see if I need anything else. Yeah, okay, right down here.
That's sort of how a roadkill feeding program in Trempealeau County, Wisconsin, called Helping the Hungry, started in 2015.
Okay, so the video we're going to watch now is, okay, let's read this first and then we'll go to the video, because this is the video to this part here.
Helping the Hungry was created to avoid the needless waste. Now, when drivers hit deer, elk, or moose, or if they see one that has been killed, they are encouraged to call the sheriff's department to report it so that it can be given to one of the handful of the needy families who signed up for the program.
So if you sign up for the program and Bobby down the street finds some nice delicacy meat in the corner, he can call up and then your name will be checked off the list. So here you go, you get Nice butchered meat right here for you. All right, go ahead and read that one.
The food banks and homeless shelters. The food banks and homeless shelters that cook and serve roadkill meat differ in how they dole it out.
So be careful if you happen to go to a homeless shelter as a Hebrew looking for a place or whatever it is, and they're having this soup drive, or you got some special burgers or something. We don't know. Okay, continue.
Some tuck wrapped frozen slabs into people's weekly grocery offerings, while others might offer it as a daily meal option.
So there it is for you, Mishpachah. You want to see something, Elder? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Just finish reading this here. Go ahead.
Roadkill meats might be served as steaks occasionally, but usually kitchen staffs try to include it in dishes that will stretch the farthest, like chili.
So if it's cold outside and somebody offers you a nice bowl of nice warm chili, you're like, oh man, this is good.
Good stuff. Casserole, burgers, and also soups.
All right, go ahead, Elder.
Yeah, all praises to the Most High. You know, when I brought up, I don't eat. We was not trained to eat at anybody's home. Not nobody next door, no place. If I hungry, it doesn't matter how hungry I was. I wasn't trained to eat no place. From no hand that I don't know, only home. That is why I was eating. I don't eat outside. Not even a friend, even some family outside. I don't eat at them either. I eat home.
That's right. All right, let's see what Sheriff John Brown have to say.
We call it Helping the Hungry program.
It's a common sight to see dead deer lying alongside the road. Deer versus car crashes are a regular occurrence in many Wisconsin areas.
Trempealeau County, annually, we receive calls of 300 to 400 car deer accidents. A couple years ago, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources quit contracting with counties to remove dead deer off the roadways. So at that time, the highway departments were just asked to pull the animals into the ditch and rot. And of course, if you ever drive by an area, you know there's a stench.
Sheriff Semmingson says the Helping the Hungry program serves two purposes.
Number one, we can assist those that are hungry and that could use the animal. Plus, we're doing what we can to try to keep our roads a little bit cleaner. When a deer is struck by a...
So the roads get cleaner because the scavengers come out and scavenge and feed it back to the people.
Car, and we can confirm that it is a freshly killed animal. We'll have a list of people established, kind of like a call list, where we'll start with the closest person and call to see if they're interested in coming to take that deer for their needs.
The idea for the program came from a dispatch sergeant who at the time felt there was a better way to handle deer after they're hit on roads.
Rather than letting him lay and rot, she felt that there was enough need for food in this county.
The community response has been positive, and many local families have benefited from the program.
Probably about 50 or more animals a year are struck and preservable, that we make calls on.
All right, Mishpachah, so you see it for yourself, right? You hear it straight from the mouth of these people. All right, let's look at another article before we, let me see.
You got some sweet venison.
Yeah, this is the guy here. This is how he died here. Let me see. We're just going to read the highlighted part, but this is his name.
Cancer.
Yeah. So, Eccentric from Cornwall. Go ahead, you can read that.
Eccentric from Cornwall, who became famous for eating roadkill, has passed away after a battle with cancer. Arthur Boyd would eat badger, rat, pheasant, anything he could get his hands on, and usually it was from the side of the road.
That's all we need.
It was a scavenger.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
So you're out to work, you're coming home from work as a husband, and baby girl is in the kitchen cooking up some good stew. Right? You haven't gone to the groceries to get what you need, or maybe you picked up something on your way home. She said, "No, I got dinner set up for you already." You're trying to figure, well, I got the groceries right here. What do you mean you got dinner set up? You know,
Yep.
got some good old roadkill provided for you, barbecued, grilled, smoked.
And you know, some people would have community barbecues. This is from the BBC. Eating roadkill in West Virginia now. Okay. And you see the animal there. We just look at the pictures. We're not gonna really read through this one. Having a nice barbecue.
Look at that. Look at that. Becky.
This is the Roadkill Cooking Festival.
Yeah.
So they actually have a festival on it, okay? Black bear, possum, elk, and even reptiles are on the menu. Okay? Look at that right there cooking. On the grill.
Make some nice fajitas.
Mm-hmm. Got that on the Barbie, like he would say. And they even have competitions. See, the cook-offs, competitions. Look at them. Getting it ready. Got some quail meatballs. Iguana tacos. And you know, in Florida, I was going to download the video, but it was kind of long, so I just said I'll just mention it. Remember when we had the freeze mishpachah? You can go on YouTube. Matter of fact, let me just pull it
mean
up.
with the iguanas?
Yeah, the freeze. Let me pull it up real quick, because I know some Hebrews won't believe me.
Yeah, iguanas is like chicken, right? That's what they say.
Yep, and it was capturing iguanas. Let's see, right here. This is a video.
Pressure on them and they'll open their
All right,
eyes.
so I paused it here a minute. So this guy was going around because they had the freeze down there, and all the iguanas was dropping out the trees. So people was going around collecting them, taking them to the to dispose of them because they're considered a nuisance down there. But some people are collecting them and eating them. So let's just scroll through the video here real quick so we can see it. He's gonna see right here. He's cleaning it over here.
And I'll show you guys after we get all these legs off.
The legs off. There you go.
Need a good serrated knife or something like an axe or a big knife where you could just kind of chop them.
It's a nice guana stew. Some guana nuggets. Sandwiches. Some chilies.
Okay, we got our legs. Now,
lemon pepper.
For the tail, the meat kind of ends.
You have
right
oxtail,
around
you have
there.
iguana tail. Curry iguana.
Right here. There's
Red
two
meat.
things I like to use. You want
Other red meat.
short and you want to
Let's see, let me
something
just
to
fast
cut
forward
with
a little
that's
bit.
got a
Let's
lot
see.
of dexterity. We got our roux going in.
See?
And it's going to thicken up our sauce as well. Or thicken up our gumbo. Give it a lot of flavor.
Gumbo! There you go.
For the breaded wings, just got some all-purpose flour. More of that.
Wait a minute. Did he say breaded wings?
Yep.
So where's the wings?
That's the wings right there. you think you're having some wings? All right, I just wanted to just show you that. I'll put it in the chat. Let me so y'all can go watch it yourself. And you can see it's like 40 minutes. So I didn't download that one. All right, so back over here, you're having the whole town is lined up. Look at them. Roadkill draws thousands of hungry Americans. Go ahead and read that one, Rebbe.
Okay, it says was it Marlington's roadkill draws in thousands of hungry Americans, many from southern U.S. states such as North Carolina and Georgia. The festival is a tremendous income for the whole county, says Barry. What is that? Will Fong, who organizes the event.
That's all we need.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see right there, you got the chilies right here. Thick broth of beer stew.
Black bear stew.
Mixed with beans and chili.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbled over a stove for hours. Okay, so you got some nice beer stew right there. Okay. Scrolling down. So, Mr. Picard, you see, right?
Go back. Let's see what his pappy, his pappies and his kinfolk. That's look at those faces. Then have a nice jig, nice dance together.
Yeah, after they eat all the good kills.
Look at that.
See if you need more. Yeah, look, see? Venison, boar, everything they have. Spice things up. She fried venison into crispy wontons. Stuffed coyote to entice customers.
Got the orange Agent 47 shirt.
Yep, my grandma always had rabbit and squirrel gravy for breakfast with big whole biscuits. Okay. See some tacos right there? Roadkill cook-off dishes. So there you go, Mr. Picard. And then you have right here in the background the church right here.
Oh yeah.
And open arms worldwide.
Wait a minute. Let's read that. Let's read that.
Hold on, let me make it bigger.
Please. Can you go back up a little higher up? Let's see what was before that.
Okay, no, let me back small.
We want to make sure we identify that that's not a broken part away from the article, that it's still part of the article. So that's the family right there. It says, I prefer to stay and live in places like Marlinton, though where you know everybody, time seems to slow down here in a good day. So let's look at the other part with the flag and the church. That's Methodists, Seventh-day Adventists, Catholics, and Jehovah's Witnesses all compete for souls in Marlinton. Slogans like Christian Lives Matter are posted on billboards, a reminder of the conservatism in the area. It says, quote, I will decide my vote in election based on the issues of abortion. So that's politics, okay. But I guess the point is here that these are all God-fearing good Christians, right?
Yep.
Eating that, as ME says, stuffed coyote.
Virginia, yep. That's all we need for that one. Okay, let's go to the next video now. And then we have another article.
These are the same people that wants to be in heaven. Right? These are the same people that believe that Jesus would sit down and have a coyote sandwich.
Chef Doug Payne at the Hotel Vermont is preparing for a different type of meal next month. On November 7th, the hotel will host Wild About Vermont, a fish and wild game supper with all donations from local hunters and fishermen.
The idea
So even at the hotels now.
is to get people connected to their local food sources, but also to showcase the traditions of Vermont.
Fish caught in Lake Champlain will be on the menu. James Ellers with Lake Champlain International dropped off this lake trout and walleye. Proceeds from the dinner will go to both LCI and Vermont Fish and Wildlife.
So it's a perfect fit for us as we try to bring people together around the sustainability of local wild food.
Animals like goose and land dwellers will also be served up, including deer, bear, moose, and muskrat.
You can choose what you want to eat. We're not going to serve anything. We're not going to force anyone to eat muskrat if they don't feel like it, but it will be offered to everyone.
And what do you think about the utensils and them cooking with all the stuff? You go there and you say, you know what, I don't want to have that, but I want to have a sandwich, a burger or something. Let me get some mashed potatoes, chicken and gravy. But
or just a salad.
Kitchen, huh?
Or just a salad.
Yeah. And the cook in the kitchen, his hands are so defiled, but he's making you a nice, delicious salad. Nice vegan, healthy salad with all the greens.
Roadkill will also be served up for dinner. Vermont Fish and Wildlife says they'll be supplying 3 animals injured or killed on roads and highways.
Injured or killed. Let me go back, because I don't know if you heard that. Let me go back again.
Yeah.
Hear what she say.
But it will be offered to everyone.
Roadkill will also be served up for dinner. Vermont Fish and Wildlife says they'll be supplying 3 animals injured or killed on roads and highways. It's an idea that diners find different but interesting.
Vermont's quirky, and let's keep it that way.
It's not one of my favorites, but a lot of people like eating that type of meat. I think it's a great idea.
To get a taste of the wild will cost you $75.
$75 to taste that nastiness. Who wants to pay that amount of money for
it? It's cooked in white wine sauce.
Mm-hmm. Truffles.
Yep. Nice butter.
Payne says it will be delicious and well worth trying.
I'm sure 90% of Vermonters haven't tried beaver, but I'm sure they would like it if they did.
In Burlington, Keel Smith, WPTZ News Channel 5.
All right, Ms. Picasso, you hear it there for yourself, right? All right, let's go to this one here, this article here. We'll move on to the next slide. All right, Rebbe, you can read the highlighted parts on this one here.
Okay. I'll read the headline.
Yeah.
British artist craves roadkill during pregnancy. Eats run over pheasant and other critters.
That's her right there. Okay. All right. Scroll down. You can see that good, or you need to be a little bit bigger?
Just make it a little, yeah, right there is good. A taxidermist from England has developed a craving for roadkill during her pregnancy. Professional artist Alison Brierley says she has recently experienced an overpowering urge to eat the meat from dead animals found on a roadside instead of her usual habit of making jewelry using their hides.
So you have this person who go out there and get dead animals and make stuff from it and then sell it to people passing by. You don't know what you're getting. Cursed objects, all kinds of stuff that you get from these people. This is why they can't help themselves, okay? Continue.
Usually I eat really healthy, but now I'm pregnant. I get strong cravings for roadkill, she told the Daily Mail.
Cravings.
Go
ahead.
It's more gamey than other meat, and I love the taste. So Brother Shay, she's pregnant.
Yes.
I wonder if her husband knows that his child is going to be raised on carrion.
Well, you saw the first family that went out to collect it, right?
Yeah. Your wife is at home, your child, and then, so what becomes of that child now? Where does the craving come? So all of a sudden your child has this interest in, anyway, I'll read on. I also don't have to feel guilty about eating roadkill because I know it's had a completely free range and natural life, the Daily Mail reported.
You can read it, continue, because
I'm pregnant, I've been extra careful when handling the carcasses, and I always wear gloves. I don't want to risk any infections that could hurt the baby.
Does that make any sense? You don't want to handle the stuff, you have gloves, but yet you're consuming it. Does that make any sense? All right, continue.
Brierley first got the idea of eating roadkill when she drove past a, quote, perfectly good pheasant and thought it would make a nice home-cooked meal.
So again, to them, good, their definition of good and our definition of good is two different things.
Yeah.
You were saying something? Okay, go ahead.
So it's a home-cooked meal, right? I took it home and marinated it in olive oil for 4 days. Before I made a kind of Kentucky fried pheasant dish, she said.
Mm-hmm.
I've also tried hare, deer, pigeon, rabbit, owls, and partridges, but pheasant is still the staple because it's so common. I would like to try fox and badger, but they're never in good enough condition to eat, although I have used them for my artwork.
See? So the things are already defiled. So Mishpachah, if you don't know what's defiled, go back to Leviticus, go back to Deuteronomy and Numbers and read through. It'll tell you word for word. The Most High talks about what is clean and unclean, and you touching these things will be defiled, and so forth. Okay, continue.
Brierly has also hosted roadkill dinner parties for her friends who she claims love her eclectic menu. Sometimes she gets calls from a pal telling her they've just seen a fresh carcass by the side of the road on their way to work.
There you go. Call her up. Let me see if I need anything from here.
Our friends and friends, co-workers, everybody's in the same. Anyway,
that's her right there. See her right there on the side of the road.
Yeah,
that could be your Walmart cashier, the nurse at the hospital, your child's teacher at school.
That's insane. That's really, really, really insane.
So Mishpachah, they can't help themselves. All right, synagogue of Satan. Revelations 2:9. Read that for me, Josiah.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
See, this is the key that always jumps out at me, because we have proved time and time that this particular family operates on a very wealthy scale that controls majority of businesses, programs, you name it, companies, platforms, bankers, institutes. The list is long. Sports, entertainment, music, you name it. Politics, military. The list is long. That's why I know it pertains to Mishpachah. What money do we have that we can put a couple shekels together and do something? Continue.
And I know the blasphemy of them, which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
They are of the synagogue of Satan. And there's a brother on YouTube that calls them the 1948ers. I was laughing when I heard that term. It's the 1948ers. All right, so read off for me, Rebbe.
The 1948ers all claim to be the chosen peoples, but where does it say to worship idols, especially Baal?
Or even Moolok, or these other form of deities that the Most High strictly told us not to. Josiah, Leviticus 26 and verse 1.
Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it. For I am Yahuwah, your Elohim.
So the Most High made it known. He says, you shall make no idols, nor graven images, nor rear up any standing image. I'm reading it clear, right? Or did I misread something? All right, so in the news, this is New York Times, and I have some articles I'm gonna pull up just now and 2 videos to look at. This was back in the 1930s, I believe. Pageant to depict rise of religion. Cast of 3,500 on Jewish Day at Chicago Fair. How many of you guys have heard of this or seen this? Okay, so there's something called the Romance of the People. This was when they came off of the ships and stuff. When I say ships, not the slave ships, but at that time traveling from Germany and France and all that day after or during World War I and II, coming over to the US, the 1948ers, right? When they came over, they put together this event called the Romance of the People. We're going to see what this is, okay? Let's go to the next slide. All right, so this is highlighted excerpts from here. So you can see right here. Rebbe, read that for me.
All right, it says Judge Harry M. Fisher, General Chairman of the events of that day, and Mayor W. Weisgull, Executive Director of the pageant, pointed out that the event would be of vital interest to Christians of all sects.
No. Why would it be vital to all Christians of all sections? Why? Continue.
Quote, we have no history other than racial.
So they have no history other than racial, meaning that they're calling themselves what? Jews. They have no other history. That's red flags right there, right off the bat, show you how they came into taking over this identity. Continue.
It says, that is exclusively our own as Jews. Judge Fisher said, quote, our religious history belongs not only to Judaism, but also to Christianity and Mohammedanism. That's Islam. The romance of a people will be shared with our Christian friends as a common historical experience.
All right, let me pull this to the side a minute, and I'll pull up the first article.
It said that was set up back in the 1930s, 33, in Soldier Field.
This is the article here.
Okay.
You can see it. This is Chicago Stories. So I'm not making anything up. Romance of the People, Jewish History in Chicago, 1833 to 1933. 100 years of Jewish history. We're not going to read anything in this. I'm just showing you there because I pulled excerpts already out of it. So you can see it for yourself, okay? That's one article. Another one is this one here. This is from the Juf News. The Jubu News, right? Like you would say, Rebbe? Jubus.
Jubus.
Go ahead and read the highlighted part, and then we'll go to back.
Make it a little bit bigger for me. Right there is fine. So yeah. The greatest Jewish spectacle ever staged in Chicago took place on Monday evening, July 3rd, 1933, at Soldier Field, before more than 125,000 people. Sponsors by the Jewish Agency for Palestine, the romance of a people was the culminating event of Jewish Day at a century of progress. The World's Fair held along Chicago lakefront.
Now, when you read the whole thing, it goes in. Let's continue reading, and then I'll comment on it.
Okay, so the underlined part says Chicago Zionists consider Palestine their homeland, and since the Jewish Agency represented the Jewish community in its dealings with the British Mandate authorities in Palestine, the Jewish Agency was the obvious choice to represent Jewish national aspirations. Skipping down to the highlight part, the pageant was so successful that by 1932, he could proclaim the Zionist organization is today on the lips of every Jew and non-Jew in the city of Chicago.
And there's some more stuff we can glean from this, but I want to focus on something else. So I'll put the links and stuff there in the chat that you can go back and look at it. But this is just telling you that they was preparing to go raid and steal the land of Israel. That's all it was going to do, right? And that they were doing some heathenic things that the children of Israel are not supposed to do if they claim to be the children of the book, right? All right, read this highlighted part here now. So I pull this excerpt out up here so you can see it.
In the grip of a religious idea, given to mankind a vision destined to live forever, the first episode of the pageant has been built around the sacrifice.
Sorry. Just read the whole thing.
Okay.
I just underlined those so you could.
All right, so going back to the top, the air will be vibrant with all the modern mechanics of the stage and with music, a people in the grip of a religious idea, given to mankind a vision destined to live forever. The first episode of the pageant has been built around the sacrifice of a child to the god Moolok. A figure of the god, 27 feet high, flanked by lesser idols, will be the center of this scene.
Now,
More than
why
five.
would they want to? Why would they want to build this thing up to enact it, to reenact it? Think about that. Go ahead, continue reading more.
Okay, more than 500 slaves and idolaters will enact the ritual of the, quote, passing of a child throug္h the flames, against which the Hebrew prophets protested.
Okay, so now let's look at the video now. Let's see what they were doing. So some parts of it don't have sound because it's old footage, and you can see, let me pause it here, let me go back. Big star right here, and this is at Soldiers Field. So you have all of these people, and if you don't know what Soldiers Field is, it's a football field in Chicago. Okay, you see all these thousands of people out there, and here comes the big statue.
You got the women worshiping that thing, dancing around it. It's the fertility rites.
See the fire coming out of it. And in the background, let me go back a minute. You see the 10 Commandments in the back of it right there?
Yeah.
The so-called 10 Commandments that they're supposed to have here.
Mm-hmm.
The 20th century with hopes of freedom, happiness, and peace.
That's how the audio is. It's just distorted.
If you look at the flag doesn't have any stars in the middle, right? Not yet.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And in the article, it mentions about they paid all these musicians and dancers and everything to do all this stuff.
Idolatry, wickedness.
So you see it for yourself, right? All right, so that's that video there.
So doing child reenactments of child sacrifice. I wonder if they do like a reenactment of anything righteous.
So romance of the people, and here's the articles right here. Let me copy link, paste it in the chat so y'all can look at it yourself. Copy the link. Okay, so y'all should have it now. Check it out. So they were reenacting this. Now, when you think about it, Mishpachah, these people have no choice because in their minds they have to obey what these demons tell them what to do. Child sacrifice. All right, Josiah. Ezekiel 16 and verse 20.
Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter?
Now, this is pertaining to Israel. Israel was following after these heathen nations doing this wickedness. So the Most High is telling Israel, you have taken my sons and my daughters. What does Psalms 127:3 says? Let me pull it up.
Hey, by the way, you got the footage with the one in Iran?
Huh?
The footage with the one that they did in Iran where there were...
Burning the idol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that too.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Zania, for reminding us about that.
Psalms 127 and verses 3. Read that for me.
Lo, children are an heritage of Yahuwah, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
So the children, especially Israelite children, this is what it's referring to. Israelite children are the heritage of the Most High. So when we read Psalms 127, Elder, and verses 3. So when we read right here, when it says, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast born unto me. So you're stealing from the Most High now. And you're causing your sons and daughters to do what? Pass through the fire. Verses 21.
That thou hast slain my children, and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them. And in all thine abominations and thy whoredoms, thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth, when thou was naked and bare and waste, polluted in thy blood.
Now we're going to see some example of this modern day time, just to get an example of that. So let me pull this.
Can you hold on for a second, Brother Shay, please, real quick?
Yeah.
I want to stress on two important things.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, the Bible says, Ezekiel 16 and 20, he says, whom you have born unto me. Our children are not looked at as something for ourselves. Our children belongs to our King, right? Or children, when we have children, we have to keep in mind that this is what the Most High wants for him. Now, the heathen or Satan knows that your offspring belongs to, and I'm going to use this loosely, deity, meaning that the Most High himself. So he wants to step in. So now what does Satan do? He wants the children to be offered unto him. But the point that I'm trying to make is, a lot of times when we think about, I'm having a baby, many cases you're not thinking who this child really belongs to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we limit how many children we want to have, is as if we are limiting what belongs to the Most High. When we go through certain types of ideologies, what we fail to understand, I can't find anywhere in the Bible where the Most High said to limit the fruit of the womb. There's no place for that, right? That's something where he opens and he closes the womb. Same way that he, when you pray that the Most High bless your orange tree, your mango tree, your coconut, whatever type of tree it is, you want it to produce healthy and always, right? And it's the same thing for us. So again, Satan expects that the children is not even yours. Look at the ideology that children receive. Everything that most children receive is to condition them so that Satan will have full rights and control and ownership over those children's lives.
Right.
The education that we have, what we call the Torah, is so that our children will be wholly, completely given unto our King. Two different things, right? That's all I want to emphasize on, Brother Shay.
Okay. That's good. That's good. All right, let's pull up this video here just to get us some understanding on some stuff. So I just gonna put these clips together so we can have a better understanding. All right, fair use, fair use.
So is the embryo. Yeah, it's alive. I don't care. It's not, I don't want it there. I am not ready to financially support a baby. I personally don't think that I would go through with abortion I personally just don't think I would. My mom has, my family has. My mom is a conservative Christian Catholic woman, and she 100%.
I'm sorry you lost your sibling.
I don't care. I don't care. My mom would not have been able to mentally and financially support that kid, and she didn't have people around her to help her with adoption. She
Now just listen to the spirit behind this person, okay?
didn't have those resources, and I'm happy that she did that, and I don't care that I lost a sibling. I have 3 others. I have 3 other beautiful, gorgeous siblings, and I support my mom completely in that, and I just believe that for religious sakes, let's go back to my main point. I'll end it here, but for religious sakes, I feel like since we can practice religious freely, I feel like it should be allowed that abortion should be a choice determining on your religious.
About 12, 13 times before I went on to have my son.
Wow, 12 or 13. And these are.
So this young lady to the left over here on the screen, she's had abortion 12 or 13 times, she said.
Lost count.
She lost count.
Not Plan Bs. These are real going to get abortions.
Oh yeah, baby, they knew me by name.
Oh, so you went to the abortion clinic 13 times?
Yes, I remember I had to use one of my cousin's IDs to go get my last one. Then I was like, I ain't going back.
They won't let you come back in?
After a certain amount of times in the city, you know, they were like, hell no. Don't send us to jail. Everybody in here, she just keep coming back.
So that's your miracle baby, in a sense of you like, I'm finna just have it. I'm finna keep it.
Well,
right
before I got pregnant with my son, a year before I got pregnant with my son, I had got pregnant and we was gonna keep a baby, and I miscarried.
Got you.
At like 7 months, I miscarried. It was a girl.
Wow.
Well, 6 months pregnant.
You knew what you were having.
I did not until I had until I miscarried.
Gotcha.
So then, after that, about a year, I got pregnant twice. I got pregnant one more time, once or twice after that, but I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready. And I'm the type of person, I don't hold on to grudges. Like, I'm not a grudger. Like, I don't hold on to pain.
Grudger.
I don't hold on to stuff like that. I think that it either makes you or breaks you. It could, like, that shit could ruin your life. Holding on to different stuff, it could ruin your life. I've miscarried. When I miscarried, the hardest thing was planning the funeral because I was so far along, and I went to St. Vincent's, which is a Catholic hospital. They don't believe in like cremating the baby. They believe like if you miscarry, you have to take the baby and you got to bury the baby and you have to do all of that with the baby. And I had to do that. I think that was the hardest thing I had to do.
So if I came up with my own.
So you see how lost our people are, right?
Man, every time I see, first of all, the way she speaks is disturbing to my spirit. I don't know about any of you all. And the mere fact that, as is said in the chat, there isn't any shame whatsoever. She's talking about she wasn't ready. She's ready to have as much sex as she wants. But whatever comes out from that, people fail to understand what happens when you do these things. First of all, this is something that's supposed to be for adults to do, not children, right? And if you claim to be an adult, you have to bear the responsibility of these things. And so she is an example of the kind of nonsense that is available in the marketplace we call marriage marketplace. Unfortunately, that's the truth. And some of our people have repented from that, but you know, sometimes there's a heavy price to pay for this kind of thing. Like when David sinned against the Most High, you think that the Most High stopped putting, when the Most High says, I'm going to put this on you, it follows you. It follows you all over the place, right? And so we have to understand, and I don't think a lot of our people really understand that when you get yourself involved in these types of behaviors of like abortion or whatever, that there's a certain punishment that follows you. And you can be washed in any type of church scenario, and you still got to live out the punishment according to whatever the Most High put on you. So the best thing to do is just to stay away from that thing, right? Don't listen to other women that telling you, yeah, you can go, girl, you can go do this and you can do that or whatever. and guys who say, baby girl, just get rid of the child. I don't want to be, you have guys who encourage that. You have women who also encourage that kind of stuff, and both ways is wrong. Then you have parents. There are parents in churches whose 13-year-old, 12, 13-year-old is pregnant, and they will take them send them to the States or wherever, another state, or by a family member, or take them to abortion and then send them away for a while to kind of like
cover up
everything, and then the child comes back, and that's a curse on our people.
Yep, on to the third and fourth generation, and it just trickles down. Let's continue listening to this part here now.
Religion.
Ooh,
that
triggered.
Satanic. I was satanic. I
Yeah.
believe, and I
Yeah,
am.
that's right.
I'm a practicing pagan.
Yep.
I believe that I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
And I have the right to an abortion in my religion, and it's completely.
So in many
discreet.
states that have restrictive laws against abortion, the Temple of Satan is officially suing and asking for injunction, stating that laws that prevent abortion prohibit Satanists from practicing their religion, and meaning that because they believe a woman should be able to sacrifice a child to abortion as part of the religious practice, because they believe a woman should be able to sacrifice a child to abortion as part of the religious practice.
See, so there you have it, Mishpachah. A lot of people don't understand that going down that pathway, they're offering up to these gods here, right? This is the article here, and then I'll play the other video with the one in Iran that's happening. You can see it right here. This was as of today. What's today? No, what's today?
This is the 13th.
This was yesterday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see them right here. And when you look at the statue here, you see the...
They were doing that in revolt to the Jubus behaviors. It's a protest rally burning anything in association with the Jubus, the Balfour peoples.
Mm-hmm. And that shows you that the video I just showed y'all earlier with them offering to Moolok and stuff, right? Dancing around. This is in protest to that. So you see it right there. Let's look at the video real quick, and then we can move on.
So they're against, people who are engaged in this type of wickedness, because according to the government files, a lot of the people in high places, tech world, government, and so forth, were indulging themselves in the use of children as jerky, meat jerkies, and all kinds of stuff.
Ice cream and stuff too. There's other code names out there too.
Some pretty wild stuff is taking place over in Iran. Yesterday, across multiple different major cities in the country, civilians gathered together to burn statues in what appears to be a giant ritual, or basically a message that they are trying to send to Israel and other countries across the Middle East. These statues that they are burning here are supposed to represent a biblical figure known as Baal, and more specifically Moolok, which, for those of you guys that are not kept up with biblical text, basically Moolok was a satanic figure from biblical times who was also a Canaanite, and he was a satanic figure that was directly involved with child sacrifice, where people would actually go up and burn their children alive to sacrifice to this satanic god, and in return he was supposed to help them grow their agriculture.
Let me pause it a minute. Let me see if there's anything else on that. Okay, here we go.
In some of these statues that they actually burned down in the different cities across Iran, they also put pictures of Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and the Israeli flag. And this is because if you guys are not kept up with the newly released Epstein files that revealed tons of insane information, you would know that Epstein and all of the elites over in Israel that are basically pulling the strings around the world actually worship this satanic figure. Obviously, the Star of David is literally a direct reference to the six-sided star that is directly in reference to the Star of David and the satanic beings.
All right, let me see what else he has. So you can just see they're burning the statues. They create these things to burn it in protest to that. And there you go. Here's another one here. All right. President Agent 47 right over here, the bottom. Star. And there was another video that was put out that I'm trying to sift through, and it was connecting Walt Disney back to Israel and the shuffling of the children back over there with the Epstein files and a whole lot of stuff, man. It's just it's just crazy.
Yeah, I've studied those things many years ago. Disney, he's Masonic. A lot of these people, you know, they're all Masonic and practice this type of ritual. And they're all over in different religions too. It's not just in so-called Judaism, but they're also in the different churches and you know, that's why a lot of times these ministers are Masons.
Yep. All right, this one is and we, like I said, we covered the Most High telling us to separate from these other nations. And then you see how these people eat whatever they want to eat because they're basically following the voices that tell them to eat these things, okay? We see how that they would worship anything. The idols, icons, and stars. Now this is very interesting here. Read that for me, Rebbe.
What is the full meaning of icons? Of icon? A personal thing widely admired, especially for having great influence or significance in a particular sphere.
So the great influence part is what I'm stressing on, because there's something called influencers today. Influencers. We can talk about that a little bit here. But idols, icons, and stars are basically a same package, just different. It's like a square or a cube with the different names that just rotate. Okay, go ahead and read that one for me.
Okay, icon comes to us from the Greek word ikonei. Hope I pronounce it correctly. Ikonei, meaning quote, to seem or to be like. In certain religions, statues or religious figures are referred to as icons because they are prayed to as if they were the thing they represent. Icon can also describe a person closely linked to an idea.
Remember that we talked about the imaginations, right? Just read that for me again. Genesis 6 and verse 5.
Every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
And ideas, Mishpachah, originates from imaginations. You can look it up. Ideas originate from imaginations. So you sit there and you imagine stuff, and then boom, this idea just came up. Let me see if I can do this. But that's how these people think all day, all night. They just think of wickedness. So when we are saying this person, you know, or this celebrity over here that you're celebrating because you become a fanatic, a fan, you're idolizing this icon or this star, and the word star comes from the fallen angels, that ideology that you have to worship them. They need worship. Okay, there's a lot of things connected back to it. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verses 14 and 15.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Go ahead.
Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
So, to the right over here, you have a lot of influencers that the children, the generations, half these people I don't even know. Or I should say, majority of people I don't even know. But I'm sure the younger generation that anywhere from, I guess, 20s down, early 30s and down may know these people. Josiah, you know some of these people?
Yeah, I know some of them. I only know two though. I think the one left hand corner is
right here.
Yeah, him right there. His name is Speed, I think.
Okay.
And the one a little bit to the right in the middle on the bottom is Mr. Beast. The one.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's about it. So.
And we can talk about Mr. Beast in a minute, but you have all these influencers. This guy in the middle here was mocking some of the Hebrew camps and some of the Christian churches. He go on the street, he put on the purple and gold outfit with the fringes, and he go out there and he start to mock the prophets that are out there, you know, giving the word the best that they can, not understanding that when he does these things, the Most High is going to send some she-bears and start taking them out, because you can't mock the word of the Most High. All right, Rebbe, read down here for me. Influencer.
Influencer culture presents significant dangers, including the promotion of harmful health products, spread of misinformation, and creation of unrealistic beauty or lifestyle standards that damage mental health. These, along with undisclosed sponsorships and parasocial relationships, can lead to financial loss, anxiety, and body image issues for followers.
So you see, Mishpachah, it is a very dangerous, slippery slope, because they're influencing undeveloped minds. A lot of children have all these accounts. TikTok accounts, Facebook accounts, Instagram accounts, YouTube accounts. And these are their icons, idols, and stars they look up to. And 90% of the information they put out is garbage. I mean, you look at the videos like, what are they? They're gonna run and hit their head on a wall. And they have a million views. And when you look it up, these people are making thousands and millions of dollars off of entertaining young minds and influencing them. And when you look down here, it talks about damaging the mental health, unrealistic beauty, because they can tell you what beauty is supposed to look like. And you're going to start trying to follow them. All right, Deuteronomy 11 and verse 16, Josiah.
Take heed to yourselves that your heart be not deceived.
So our hearts are not supposed to be deceived. Go ahead.
And ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them.
See, because we're supposed to be going down a straight and narrow path. But when we start turning aside, looking to the left and to the right, this is where we find ourselves serving other gods. Okay? Isaiah 2 and verse 8.
Their land is also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made.
So these influencers, Mishpachah, is the new age, or the new way of idol worship. So they worship the work of their own hands. This person over here, this is Forbes. This is Mr. Beast. Okay. Now, why would he call himself Mr. Beast? And that lightning bolt over the eye is a satanic lightning bolt. Okay. Read Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 27, and then I'll have Rebbe read the bottom.
For the worshipping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
So the Most High has made it clear. He says, when you go to worship idols, it is the beginning, it is the cause, and it is the end of all evil. There is nothing in it that is good for you to go after these people, to fall down and to be influenced by them. Okay? Go ahead and read that for me, Rebbe.
It says Mr. Beast, which is Jimmy Donaldson, is the world's highest paid content creator.
Look at him right there. World's highest paid content creator.
With estimated 2025 earnings of $85 million on a reported net worth of $2.6 billion, according to Forbes and Parade. He leads with over 600 million combined followers, generated massive revenue through high production YouTube stunts is Snacks brand Feastables, which generated $250 million in sales in 2024 and various brand partnerships.
Imagine that. But why 600 million combined followers? Why not 200?
Yeah.
Just look at him for a minute. So again, Mishpachah, these are the people who are influencing the minds of the little lights. You said he's a handsome devil, Ima?
I was watching a video, I don't know if I sent it to you, where to talk about icons. They did this report where a lot of the weave that these women wear,
yes,
highly toxic. I don't know if you have that. Highly toxic. It's releasing, it's causing a lot of boils and different things to break out on the skin. And a lot of women had to use apple cider vinegar to kind of strip it first before they put it in their hair and all that stuff. And when they ran the test, they said it's 100% in over what the tolerable or the required rate is for lead and other toxins, right? And so people still put that thing in their hair, and then when they go to they buy it from the Chinese Gentiles and so forth, Korean Gentiles. So they buy this stuff from them. They went to the different stores, to the manufacturers, and says, "Hey, this stuff is causing stuff," and they will say, "Well, we're going to look into it," and it just continues. But anyway, tests have shown that this stuff is highly damaging to our people, and our people are the ones that are going out and they have all different flavors, all different styles, and this is the latest one, and there's a lot of money to be made in that. Lots and lots of money in destroying our own brains, because that stuff seeps into the body. Little girls are growing up putting that thing in their hair because they're thinking, my hair that God gave me. Imagine you go to church and you're talking about Jesus, 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 but Jesus didn't see you fit to keep your natural hair that he created you with, that you can work with that. You got to destroy your natural hair and put some artificial product in your head or some sacrifice hair, and then you come before Jesus and says, thank you. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We got to cut that foolishness from us, and we have to set the example. But that's also part of idolatry that you mentioned before.
Yeah. Having a form, that's the question. See, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all share some overlapping similarities. They all have a form of godliness, but they cannot acknowledge nor accept the word, which is the law. We're going to see some of that. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 5.
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such, turn away.
So the denying of the power, let's see what that has to do, or what that relates to. The denying of the power. Let's look at Romans chapter 13, and we're going to read verses 1. All right, go ahead and read that.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Elohim. The powers of that be are ordained of Elohim.
So what it is saying here, that all the power that you see in the world, even when the devil took the Messiah up to the highest pinnacle and showed him all the glory of the world and say, if you bow down, I'll give you this, didn't realize that it came from his father. The powers that be are ordained of Elohim, meaning he is the ultimate power. So he is the highest of high, okay? Now we'll make that connection. Let's go to Romans 1, and we're going to read verses 21. Verses 21.
Because that when they knew Elohim, they glorified him not as Elohim, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened.
See that word imaginations again? It always goes back to rebellion and breaking of the laws. It says, because that when they knew Elohim, they glorified him not as Elohim. So what they're saying is that power that's there, they want to reject it. They want to reject it, and they want to say, you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with the Most High. This is where all of these scientists, politicians, these tech gurus, you name it. We saw one the other night. What's his name again? The sodomite guy. No, that's on Rebbe's side. That's the sodomite guy that was saying that God is dead and just trying to figure out how to bury the body. Y'all remember that, right? They knew Elohim. He knows who Elohim is, but they don't want to give him the power. Let's see what Ecclesiastes chapter 8 tells us and verses 4. Ecclesiastes 8 and verses 4. Okay.
Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Isn't our Messiah the king? He's the what? King of kings. Where the word of a king is, there is what? And what word is this talking about? The commandments. When he spoke, remember we talked about his voice, right? And he wasn't singing, he wasn't whistling, he was speaking words. And the words he was speaking is with the law. So when Christianity comes out and they have a form of godliness, they're denying the word, the law, statutes, and commandments. When Judaism come out, they're denying the word. When Islam comes out, they're denying the word, because they all have a form of it. Some way, some fashion. Rebbe talked about Ishmael in Shabbat class, you remember? Where he is the progenitor of the Arab nation. And he is a son of who? Abraham. And Abraham taught him well. So he knows the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why they have some things that they practice like we practice. Women covering their head, not eating certain unclean things. It's bits and pieces. So they have a form of godliness. But they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? So Mishpachah, when it comes to these people here, they are denying the power of the form. Now, we're going to look at some things here in a minute, because this is some interesting stuff. These people can't help themselves. They have to do what needs to be done to bring in end times. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me can you see that good?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's
Okay, this is from the Wired magazine, and I'll pull up the article in a minute, but I want to read the highlighted part here. Let's go ahead. Oh, this section.
This section, federal records obtained by Wired show that over the past several months, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE, and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, have carried out a secret campaign to expand ICE physical presence across the United States. Documents show that more than 150 leases and office expansions have or would place new facilities in nearly every state, many of them in or just outside of the country's largest metropolitan areas. In many cases, these facilities, which are to be used by street-level agents and ICE attorneys, are located near elementary schools.
So elementary schools, go ahead.
Medical offices, places of worship, and other sensitive locations.
So they're setting up traps. So when you think that you can, go to your place of worship, go to your doctor's office, take your children to school, they're out there looking and hunting. These are the hunters. Okay, you don't have to read anymore. We're gonna pull up the article here and just see some stuff here now. So let's pull this aside a minute.
It's getting crazy out there. It's the law, everything is upside down.
This is it right here. Let me put this in the chat.
Is that the same one from Drudge?
No, the one from George, we're gonna pull up that one next.
Okay.
So this is the one we just read, but you can see right here the part we took out.
Mm-hmm.
But they are getting ready to bring these buildings and places near your locations. So you can close that one out. Let's go back here. This is the one from Drudge right here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mishpachah, pay attention to this.
Big.
Yeah. It says ICE reveals a $38 billion plan for immigrant mega jails. And we don't have to read all of it, but let's scroll down just a little bit. This is from Axios, and it says that yeah, that's the one. Make that part a little bit bigger. That's all we need from that. So it's preparing to have a new detention center model that will hold nearly 100,000 people.
I don't know why. But they have to do what they have to do.
100,000 people. Now, it didn't say centers, new detention centers. It says center model, right? Holding 100,000 people. I don't know if there's anything else in there that we want to glean, but I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Hold on, let me close this one out a minute.
That is crazy, family. That they are really, the devil is showing that he really has a short time, and he definitely got to get his thing off as quickly as possible.
This is the Independent here. And you can see it says Switzerland to vote on capping its population at 10 million.
You see that, Mishpachah? So if you got a video for that?
Yeah, I'm playing a video for this.
Okay. Excellent.
Put this back here.
Imagine they wanna keep the population no more than 10 million people.
Fair use, fair use.
Switzerland is going to the polls, but not to choose a new government. Instead, citizens are being asked to vote on whether they should cap the country's population at 10 million people, a radical move that would come at a cost. If the referendum passes, the government would have to take measures over the next 25 years to limit immigration to Switzerland, including cutting the number of visas, new citizens, and asylum seekers. The proposal is the brainchild of the right-wing Swiss People's Party, which has campaigned against immigration for years. It was initially rejected.
Now, pause it there real quick. Now, remember, they have to do certain things as tests in certain areas before they implement it worldwide. Okay? And you know they've been talking about depopulating the earth for a long time. What's her name? I think was it Hillary that misspoke? There's a video that shows her. Was it Hillary or was it? No, it wasn't Hillary. It was
Billy Goat.
No, what's the Joker lady that ran for president? What her name is? I forgot her name.
Kamala.
Yes. Yeah, you talked about depopulating. She slipped and said some stuff, and then tried to correct it. But the plans are out there. They know what they're doing.
By the government and parliament, but after a petition received more than 100,000 signatures, the referendum was legally required to go ahead. Currently, about 40% of Switzerland's population of 9 million are from a migrant background, primarily from other European countries. The referendum is still months away, but already causing debate. Those who oppose it flag serious damage to the economy and fears it would lead to labour shortages.
Question, Reb, doesn't this sound like they're trying to go back into the borders, like put people back into the borders or whatever it is, so now they can recreate everything. You know, like how the Most High, we read earlier, how he set the bounds of the people.
Well, yeah, the Most High set the bounds of the people, and there is a passage in the prophets where people will return back to their own countries. He's going to return people back to the rightful place. But what it is, it's a double standard, because the Europeans want to exploit other countries for their natural resources, create chaos when people don't agree, and that causes disruptions in governments, in coups and different things of that nature. So when those things happen, the people leave to go somewhere. So now you're a colony under control by the Europeans, and when you leave to go to the Europeans to live in there, now they're saying, we don't want you here, go back to your country, or if you're there, you got to work under the table or do these types of jobs that we don't want, right? The Europeans want to come into other people's countries and buy up land and all that stuff. But it's a double standard, because they don't want anyone to come to their country and to take over their heritage, right? So it's basically slavery mindset, where they use people to gain, building and like in Dubai, they use a lot of Pakistani Indian workers and people from around the world, and take away their passports, have them working as slaves and whatnot to build up those beautiful places, and then kick the people out, right? But there's also another plan behind that too, because the people are being used as a political tool to create enough chaos to pass laws to create a one world system. So they always need to have a villain, and the villains are the immigrants. The immigrants are the villains who are like rats, bring infestations and crime and everything else. So they're going to use that as a political tool to push their one world order, reduction of population, and all that good stuff too. So it's a very, as you always talk about the Confederacy, there's a lot of planning going into this thing from different levels. So it's not like one thing or the other. It's a lot of planning behind this thing, and Ashkenaz is deep in all of this stuff too. Very much so.
Yep. Let's finish this video here.
They have a plan to destroy white. They say there's a plan to destroy the white race by causing all of these people to move into European countries. So that's also by design. The Most High want the white race to have their own spot. He want Europeans to have their own spot. He want the different tribes and peoples of Africa to have their own spot, in India and China. Everybody have their own place. But these people that have these plans, they mix, match, and everything else, and that creates chaos. And they're using the chaos to push their one world system.
Mm-hmm.
The shortages. Its supporters, however, say immigration has risen too much and blame it for housing shortages and environmental destruction. It will all come down to the polls in June.
All right, so that's that one. Let me pull up this one here now. Remember this one, Rebbe?
What's this? Oh, yeah. Scientists create smart underwear, family, to measure your farts.
Esau's way of thinking.
See that? You got a little device on the bottom, a fart detector.
It's a wearable device.
Because remember, a lot of the things that and also I was looking at a video where it says that the earbuds from Apple, it actually monitors your brain waves and different things of that nature. So A lot of these things got to be careful. Don't, stay away from these things. Use the old-fashioned headphones.
Yep. Let's see what else I had here. We can go to.
Yep. So if you want to monitor how many farts you produce in a day, they have the technology. They got the technology.
This is just came out too, and now you're gonna have trucks driving next to you, replacing all those truck drivers.
That's like in the movie with Logan.
Yeah. Self-driving trucks. It says it is doing way better than the average truck driver. That they can see right here. Let me make it bigger so you can read it.
Brother Gerald, you don't want to have a fart monitor? You don't have to worry about the little one saying, "Daddy, ooh."
Yeah, it's trying to take your job. See, Aurora completes Fort Worth Phoenix route in 15 hours, beating human driver limits by federal regulation. So, as truck drivers, you got to stop and rest because of fatigue and all types of different laws and stuff can causing accidents. Now these trucks can just go straight distance, charge up, refuel, and head straight out. Nope. Let me pull up the Drudge now. We're almost done, Mishpachah. Just gonna look at some things here. You wanted to highlight some things in this, Rebbe?
Not necessarily. The only thing I would say, there's a few things about some of y'all who have watched the Attorney General and the Epstein saga that's taking place. There is, it's sad to see that the people who have advertised, they had advertisements about fighting for victims who have been molested and touched and different things of that nature, children, exploited children and whatnot. These people have used that situation as an excuse to run to get the votes of many Americans and so forth. And after that, once they got into office, they have pretty much exposed the victims and hide the perpetrators, covering all the different criminal activity. And it goes to show that, as you play the thing about Baal, these people in power are all Satanists.
Yep.
And they have been using children for decades. All of them has been abusing and using, and when children disappear. And imagine a lot of this stuff happened on one of the little tiny islands in the United States Virgin Islands, right? And, that means to say that the U.S. Virgin Island government officials knew of these things themselves. They probably participated in some of this stuff too. You know what I mean? So this thing is so vast. And it's just so crazy how you can watch someone lie to people right to their face. And they're doing what they call opposition research. So what a lot of the congressmen have found out is that when the Attorney General came to answer questions, she had a whole bunch. They already see who was looking into the files. So while you are searching, doing like the search within the Justice Department catalog, right, and you put up a certain name, on the back end, they can see your address, they can see who's looking, and then what they'll do, they'll pull a file on your life. Okay? They'll pull a file on your life. So now when you're asking questions about this perpetrator, the wickedness that they're doing, they got a file on you saying, well, what about your wickedness? Or we're looking in, we want to let you know that we're looking at certain things about you. So that quiets down the whole thing. But everybody's not corrupt. There are a few people that can't be bought. And they another thing too, they have been showing, Agent 47 have been showing, and Brother Shay, you don't have to pull up Drudge. We could just make this quick comment and be done with it, right? Agent 47 has already talked clearly that he gropes women, he touches women's parts. He's been seen in all of these different places. There have been reports about a lot of things that people, pictures, videos, you name it. He have said it out of his own lips. He's even spoken about his own daughter in such suggestive ways that you would wonder, well, wait a minute. That's your daughter, and you're talking about your daughter like that? Like if she's one of these playboy women? You know what I mean? And so when you hear these kinds of things, and then on top of that, they wrap him in Christianity, they lay hands on him, they're praying with him, and they push him into office. Why are you surprised that there's a cover-up? I mean, the whole government is wicked. And brethren, I'm going to say this in closing, right? Lastly, this is why when we as Israelites say the Most High is not going to show favoritism to these heathen. When you read the book of Revelations, it says, he that live by the sword will die by the sword, right? The Bible says that the smoke of Babylon has to go up, like the smoke of Sodom and Gomorrah. It has to be burnt. That these people have to be put in captivity as slaves. The prophets declare that they are going to be the slaves of Israel. Right? Not the fakery. We're talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. They're going to serve us, or they'll be destroyed, a lot of them, right? So we have already covered that. When we read that in the scriptures, you have many people in Christianity who says that's hatred, bigotry, anti-Semitism, or whatever it is, or you hate certain people, you hate this. No. These are the people that run the world, and justice have to be served. The Bible says, whatsoever you do will be meted unto you again. Now, that wasn't a suggestion that Yeshua said, Jesus said. That wasn't a suggestion. He says, whatsoever you do will be meted back again. So if you do these things, don't tell me that our sovereign king don't see the criminal activity on this earth and he's going to just let people slide by like it's no big deal. You have a head of government who's pardoning criminals, right? Known criminals. People have gone through all the information and proved that these guys are criminals. He would release these people, but authorize the cracking of innocent people's skulls. You go get your paperwork to become a citizen. You are an actual citizen. You're walking the streets, and some guy's gonna come up and hold you, arrest you, kick you down to the ground, beat your head out, throw you in prison, and send you off to someplace, and you haven't done anything whatsoever. They're telling you be legal, and yet what are they doing? They're doing the opposite of what they're talking about. So this is an unjust society. They're doing a lot of wickedness, and it's not just here in America, it's all over the world, and it's getting worse. That's why when the Most High puts judgment, we should be saying it. Let it be done according to your will, O Most High.
That's right.
Instead of trying to make excuses about John 3:16 and about Jesus is not going to do that, and God is a loving God. My Jesus would never do that. He's not going to put people in chains, and we're all going to go to heaven. Just believe in him. All that's a bunch of malarkey that was set by the same people that are controlling the world. Same people. And we have been drinking from this Kool-Aid for a long time. And every time there's just so much information that we'll be here all night. And all of this stuff is just nothing but pure wickedness. That's it. In all the different governments, there's a bunch of dirt. And we should have no part, nothing to do with this world. Yeshua did it. He says, I don't want nothing to do with this world. Why should we want something to do with this world? We have to eat, sleep, raise children that keeps the Torah, right? Just survive, live, and stop trying to get the bag. Right? The bag has a lot of things attached to it. The bigger the house, the more problems. The bigger the this, the more problems. Y'all gotta learn how to live simple like our foreparents did. Right? Some of us, I don't want to get married unless you got this and that. Oh, no problem. No problems. That's what you want. This is not for you. You need to go join the prosperity movement and see where that leads to. Because look at all the people in prosperity. All of them got records of being a sodomite, being attached to a whole lot of satanic thing. The problem is that you don't know it yet. You haven't seen it yet. Right? You're chasing after all of these lies. Anyway, Brother Shay, I'm sorry it took up some time.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all needed. All right, Josiah, let's read this closing statement before we close out for the night.
But if the watchmen see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come, and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me.
That's the book of Ezekiel 33, verse 6 to 7. So we have a duty and a job to do to always warn our people. And tonight's class was warning our people about the things that these heathens are doing, that they have no choice but to do it, because the spirits that are upon them are demanding them to do these things. So when you see the wickedness that is compiling outside of this world that we live in, we have to remember and understand, just like Rebbe just mentioned, that they have their things that they're doing. We're supposed to be doing our stuff now. Let's focus on our salvation, our homes. Let's focus on raising our children the right way. Let's focus on loving each other the right way. You know, in the book of Jubilees, in the beginning, the Most High says, I think it's verses 27, chapter 1, verse 27, he tells Moses, he says, I already have this thing in control already. They're going to cry out to me. And when they cry out to me, I'm going to seal them. And when I seal them, nobody is ever going to mess with them again. And that's where we want to try to be in that point where the Most High can seal us finally. That's why we always pray to the Most High for each other, that He seal each and every one of our homes.
Amen.
That we may do what is right in His sight. Because we Mr. this world is wicked.
Yeah.
Praying for the time to be short. So I hope we learned something tonight. We see all kinds of disgusting things the heathens are doing out there. This is why we have to guard our homes, take care of our little lights, what they watch, who they're influenced by, where we go to get our foods from, all these different things, to be aware and be vigilant. Okay? Elder, you want to say anything before we close it out?
All praises to the Most High. So family, what I have to say tonight, I hope and pray that as we have listened to the words that were spoken by Brother O'Shea and Brother Yona, family, that we all will take heed to these words. How long this preaching is going on? Are we taking heed or not? So I pray, family, that we all that hear the words tonight, we will take heed and make our call in an election show. Thank you, Brother O'Shea. Thank you, Brother Yona.
Hallelujah.
Just remember, Mishpachah, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on the prayer line, we're going to meet to hang out and just to talk to each other, right? So all the extra talk that we want to talk, we can do tomorrow. And everyone have a chance to see each other's faces. Just remember to, be respectful and get your camera ready. And when I mean respectful, again, be halfway decent. Make sure that your environment is appropriate, because sometimes people have all kinds of unnecessary talk going on, and it's just, you know. But anyway, I look forward to.
Yeah, we don't want no dogs in the background barking, news going on, and stuff like that. So, what time tomorrow night?
8 o'clock. Use the prayer line.
Prayer line, Mishpachah. Prayer line.
Not this one.
I know some Hebrew are gonna come on this line tomorrow night, and they're gonna text Rebbe and say, "Well,
no." Well, we're not going to King's Highway. We're going through the Red Sea, as the Most High say. So if you don't follow directions, you'll be going a different direction. You end right back into Egypt.
That's right. Our Elder.
All praises to the Most High. Father in heaven, it is a good thing to give you thanks to your great and holy name. We thank you for your words tonight. We thank you for our teachers. We thank you for our reader. We pray that thou will continue to be with us. Those that are sick, we pray that thou will comfort their hearts and heal them, Father. And those of us, Father, that are well, we give you thanks and praise. Dismiss us with your blessings, because we love you and we thank you. And we ask all through your Son, Yehoshua, we pray. And Elohim, children everywhere say, Amen.
Amen.
Let the words of our mouth, meditation of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight, O Abba Yahweh, who is our strength and our Redeemer.
Love you all. Stay strong, stay sharp. Until next time, we say shalom.
Quick to transgress, playing with fire continually. The retinal scans as them advance other technology. Where they stop, only one knows the Almighty. Some serial killers company, woman laboratory. Eugenics project side effect, torment the baby. Medicinal bag of chips with baby greedy dummy. Marionette of the money power hungry.